Chapter 409 Ho Fun Fire Beasts. In the little cold mountain in the demonic cultivator sea, Wang Lin's avatar instantly arrived at Ho Fun through the spatial teleportation door opened by Wang Yu. The heaven-defying bead had already opened the water and wood elements. It still needed the fire, earth, and metal elements to be completed before it could fully open the heaven-defying bead. The ancient god body was in closed-door cultivation in the little cold mountain, so this avatar had to make a trip outside. 15,000 kilometers to the south is the burning Gold Mountain Range. There are fire beasts there. Wang Lin turned his head to look at the southern sky. Sure enough, he discovered that the southern sky was faintly emitting a fiery red glow. That's the burning Gold Mountain Range. With a whistling sound, Wang Lin hurried towards the Goldburn Mountain Range. Even though Wang Lin's avatar was only at the Foundation establishment stage, he had 2 Jin Dan treasures and 1 nascent soul treasure. In a rank 3 cultivation country like Ho Fun, where the strongest cultivators were only at the nascent soul stage, there was no need to worry about his safety. The closer he got to the burning Gold Mountain Range, the higher the temperature became. There was already a dry heat in the air, and the fire element's spiritual energy was very active. Ho Fun is indeed worthy of its name. The fire element in Ho Fun is much more active than anywhere else. Not long after, Wang Lin arrived at the burning Gold Mountain Range and found the largest volcano. This is where the fire beasts are. Wang Lin landed at the edge of the volcanic crater and looked down at the crater. He saw that it was fiery red and waves of heat were surging up. Luckily, Kuzi gave me the talisman to escape underground. Otherwise, it would have been troublesome to go underground and catch the fire beasts. He took out a talisman, and with a flash of light, Wang Lin entered the ground. A layer of yellow light covered Wang Lin's body. Wang Lin traveled underground and followed the fire element to find the fire beasts. Roar, roar. After passing through the rock layer, Wang Lin discovered the existence of a fire beast in a river formed by lava. It was a 3-meter-long pangolin-like beast with a red horn on its head. Its body was covered in flames. This fire beast had a stone ball on its head. It shuttled through the lava river and swam to the end of the lava river. Over there, Wang Lin looked in the direction of the fire beast and discovered that at the end of the lava river, there was a sea of lava. Huge heat waves surged up, illuminating the entire underground space with an incandescent light. The high temperature was enough to melt gold and iron. Roar, roar. At this time, fire beasts came along the lava river and swam towards the lava sea. What Wang Lin found strange was that each of the fire beasts had a large stone ball on top of their heads. What is this stone orb? What are these fire beasts doing? Wang Lin frowned. These fire beasts were in groups, and it was not easy to deal with them. Once he attacked one of them, he would definitely attract the attention of the other fire beasts. This was simply too dangerous. Let's follow them and see if we can find an opportunity to strike. With the fire avoidance talisman and aura concealing talisman on his body, Wang Lin used the earth escape technique to follow the fire beast from a distance, heading towards the lava sea. What is that? Half of Wang Lin's head peeked out from behind a huge rock, and he looked towards the lava sea. At this moment, in the scorching lava sea, there was a large golden fireball, emitting endless flames, floating in the lava sea. A scorching heat wave surged out like a raging tide. The immense heat made Wang Lin's scalp tingle. If he was touched by this fireball, he would probably be burned to ashes. At this time, a fire beast swam over and pushed the stone orb on top of its head into the lava sea. Roar! This golden fireball let out a beast roar and turned into a streak of fire, rushing into the stone orb. Ah! A scream sounded from the stone orb. Then, the golden fireball rushed out of the stone orb, and another stone orb was pushed down. This golden fireball is also a fire beast? There's someone in the stone orb? Is the golden fireball eating? Seeing this, Wang Lin understood a little, and a very bold idea suddenly appeared in his mind. What if I hide in the stone orb, wait for the fireball to rush in, and then use the heaven-defying pearl to swallow it? Wang Lin did as he thought. He quietly snuck behind the Fire Beast team, used the Aura Concealing Talisman to hide his presence, and used the Earth Escape Talisman to escape into the stone orb. Aya! A delicate cry sounded beside his ear. Wang Lin escaped into the stone orb and bumped into the person inside. His nose caught a whiff of a delicate fragrance, and in the narrow stone orb, a soft and delicate body squeezed tightly onto Wang Lin. This, Senior Marshal Brother, the Earth Escape Talisman that I spent so much effort to set up was destroyed by you. A gentle voice sounded beside his ear. The young girl's breath was like orchids, and she sighed faintly. This is the stone sculpting innate skill of fire beasts. Without the Earth Escape Talisman array, we can't escape. Isn't a stone orb only supposed to hold one person? Senior Marshal Brother, how did you get in? Wang Lin did not answer. Originally, he just found the easiest stone orb to sneak in and attack the golden fireball. He had already expected that there would be someone in the stone orb. Actually, Wang Lin had planned to directly kill the person in the stone orb as soon as he entered. However, when he smelled this delicate fragrance and heard this gentle voice, for some reason, the vicious and merciless old demon Wang actually could not bring himself to kill. Senior Marshal Brother, since you can enter, you can definitely leave, right? I came to the Burning Gold Mountain Range to collect the Burning Gold Fruit, but unexpectedly, I was trapped by the stone sculpting technique of the fire beasts. The gentle voice was as gentle as water. I have experienced being trapped by the stone sculpting technique many times. As long as I set up the Earth Escape Talisman array, I can escape. Originally, at this point, the young girl's voice stopped. However, Wang Lin understood what she meant. Originally, she was about to escape. In the end, when Wang Lin barged in like this, the talisman array that had just been set up was already finished. This young girl seemed to have a strange, infectious power. That gentleness, kindness, and purity seemed to have melted old demon Wang's cold and hard heart a little. Even the coldest person would always have a trace of warmth in their heart. Even the most unyielding person would always have a trace of gentleness in their heart. Don't worry. After I'm done with my business, I will take you out of here. These are the first words that old demon Wang said after entering, but it was worth remembering. Many thanks, Senior Marshal Brother. Right, Senior Marshal Brother. I come from the Hua sect. My name is Ling Yuan. His name was Wang Lin, and hers was Ling Yuan. This was a meeting of fate. Even though the occasion and time were different, these two people who were destined to meet still met. In another line of fate, she had exhausted her origin for him and died miserably. For her, he had reversed time and space, traveled to the 8 Desolaces, and turned the entire world upside down, all for the sake of preserving that lost face. Now that their fates had intertwined once more, what would their future be like? With an eternal, immortal manner, Liu stood with his hands behind his back, a smile on his face. This is not fate. This is my arrangement. Fate is only in my hands. Chapter 410. High Lord, the mission has been completed. With a flash of crystal light, Tua's son stepped forward and knelt in front of Liu. Well done. You may leave. Liu praised and sent Tua's son away. Yes, Wang Lin and Li Muan's encounter was created by Liu. It wasn't a fated encounter, but a deliberate encounter. When Wang Lin went to Ho Fun to collect fire beasts, it was Liu who told Wang Yu to provide Wang Lin with clues. After Li Muan left the Hulua gate, Tua's son paid attention to her every move. With just a gentle push, the two of them coincidentally met. Wang Lin's Earth Escape Talisman was given to him by Liu. No matter what Wang Lin did, he would eventually escape to Li Muan's side. Gold-burning mountain range. In the underground lava, when Wang Lin and Li Muan's stone ball fell into the sea of lava, a golden fireball roared and rushed in. Then, under Li Muan's shocked gaze, the bead in Wang Lin's hand flashed and swallowed the golden fireball. Roar! After the heaven-defying bead swallowed the golden fireball, the thousands of fire beasts in the underground lava of the gold-burning mountain range all let out earth-shattering roars. The lava boiled, and flames soared to the sky. All the volcanoes in Hofen erupted at the same time. Fire beasts roared in anger. Senior brother, even though she couldn't see the situation outside, the earth-shattering commotion could still be heard. Lim Yuan couldn't help but turn pale. Don't be afraid. Wang Lin nodded slightly and grabbed Lim Yuan's hand. Let's go. I'll take you out. The Earth Escape talisman flashed with a spiritual light, and the silhouettes of the two people disappeared in a flash. A yellow light rushed out, and the two left the underground and appeared on the surface. That is, at this time, the entire sky of Ho Fun was dyed red. Countless fire beasts rushed into the sky, and the raging flames covered the sky and covered the earth. Senior brother, seeing this scene, Lim Yuan's pretty face turned pale. Roar! At this time, flames surged from the volcano crater of the Golden Incinerate mountain range. Flaming beasts crazily rushed out. Go! Seeing the fire beasts rushing out, Wang Lin's face changed. He pulled Lim Yuan up and soared into the sky. Roar! Behind the two of them, fire beasts that blotted out the sky and covered the earth swept over like a wave. Although Wang Lin was using a Jin Dan grade flying sword and his speed was extremely fast, it consumed a lot of spiritual energy. Behind him was a raging tide of fire beasts, but Wang Lin's spiritual energy was already running out. Senior brother, I have an energy recovery pill here. Lim Yuan was exceptionally smart. She immediately understood when she saw Wang Lin's expression. He quickly took out a bottle of pills from his storage pouch. The pills are not bad. Wang Lin took the pill and swallowed it. The spiritual energy in his body increased rapidly. Thank you for your praise, senior martial brother. Muon's cultivation isn't high. Only her alchemy and talisman craftsmanship is passable. Lim Yuan smiled sweetly. With Lim Yuan's pills, Wang Lin had enough spiritual energy, and the speed of his flight light became faster. Flying all the way, a thick fog appeared in front of them. This thick fog was boundless and endless. It was as vast as the ocean. The thick fog also emitted a cold aura. That's the demonic cultivator sea? Lim Yuan's face changed again. Senior martial brother, the demonic cultivator sea is very dangerous. Don't worry. Wang Lin didn't care at all. He drove the flight light into the thick fog of the demonic cultivator sea. Roar! When Wang Lin and Lim Yuan rushed into the demonic cultivator sea, the fire beasts that were chasing after them stopped. It seemed that the fog of the demonic cultivator sea was very dangerous to the fire beasts. The fire beasts didn't dare to step in at all. Okay, it's safe now. Seeing the overwhelming fire beast behind him stop and not dare to step into the demonic cultivator's sea, Wang Lin breathed a sigh of relief. Huzi is worthy of being in the demonic cultivator's sea for a few years. The information he gave is not bad at all. Safe? He he he. At this time, a burst of strange laughter sounded behind Wang Lin and Lim Yuan. More than 10 demonic cultivators appeared from the fog. Kid, to be able to make that group of fire beasts chase after you, you must have some treasure on you, right? Call it out, and I'll let you die a little faster. Hee hee. There's also a little beauty. We brothers are in luck. Ha ha. Little beauty, big brother will love you well. After this group of demonic cultivators saw Lim Yuan, their eyes immediately lit up and surrounded her with strange laughter. Courting death. A trace of cold light flashed across Wang Lin's eyes. An icy cold and still aura surged up. A sword light whistled through the air. Yellow spring extinction. The icy cold light was like the netherworld, destroying all things and extinguishing all life. This sword slashed out, as if announcing the ultimate fate of all things in the world. Death was inevitable. Extinction was the destination. This was a concept. Only spirit-severing stage cultivators had the concept ability, although it was still just a little bit. Although with his current strength, he was far from the level of a spirit-severing cultivator's concept. This was already very tyrannical. This group of demonic cultivators were all at the foundation establishment stage. Under Wang Lin's Jin Dan flying sword and the concept of extinction, They could not resist at all. With a slash of his sword, all life was extinguished. More than 10 demonic cultivators fell to the ground like rotten wood. He's actually so strong. This senior brother seems to be only at the foundation establishment stage. His strength is actually so strong. Lim Yuan was shocked when she saw this scene. Follow me. Wang Lin called out to Lim Yuan and led Lim Yuan all the way to Little Cold Mountain. How dare you kill my sex disciples? Go to hell. While the two of them were flying, they suddenly heard an angry roar from behind them. A vast rainbow with a shocking momentum whistled through the air and came toward them. A green-robed cultivator rushed over with a ferocious face. He raised a long banner in his hand that emitted waves of ghostly wails and wolf howls. Jean Dan, cultivator. Lim Yuan's face turned pale. She could not help but tighten her grip on Wang Lin's hand. She was very worried. Jean Dan, cultivator? So what? Wang Lin looked back calmly and glanced at the green-robed cultivator. He stretched out his hand and a huge black seal broke through the air. Boom! The black seal turned into a huge seal out of thin air. It was like an incomparably heavy mountain that smashed down with the power to crush everything. A majestic and vast aura rushed up and scattered the thick fog around them. Senior, spare. The green-robed cultivator did not even finish his words before he was smashed into powder by the blow. Umph. Wang Lin flicked his sleeves and waved his hand to withdraw the seal. It was as if he had just crushed an ant instead of killing a Jean Dan cultivator. Senior brother, who exactly is he? Lim Yuan felt that Wang Lin was more and more unfathomable. After killing the Jean Dan cultivator with a single blow, the road ahead was very peaceful and there seemed to be no danger. However, when a Little Cold Mountain was in sight, boom! A huge explosion sounded in the air. The fog around them suddenly exploded, and a figure with a vast and majestic aura appeared in the air. It was a middle-aged man in a black robe. His vast and boundless spiritual energy fluctuations caused the surrounding yuan qi of heaven and earth to shake violently. Soul formation cultivator? Lim Yuan's face turned pale, and cold sweat broke out on her forehead. No matter how powerful this senior brother was, he was no match for a soul formation cultivator with the strength of a foundation establishment cultivator. A mere foundation establishment cultivator dares to kill someone from my 6 extreme demon palace? Relying on the power of a Dharma treasure, you dare to act so recklessly. You really don't know what death is. The black-robed man glanced at Wang Lin and Lim Yuan and sneered disdainfully. He raised his hand. Since you want to die, I'll send you on your way. Spiritual energy fluctuated and a stream of light flipped. A huge black palm came crashing down from the sky. Send me on my way. You're not qualified. Wang Lin looked at the black-robed man expressionlessly and stood proudly against the huge palm that came crashing down. Star Destroyer Spear. With a light shout, Wang Lin waved his hand. Boom! A black light shot out, tearing the sky, breaking through the void, shattering the fog, and extinguishing all life. Bang! The black spear came crashing down, and the black-robed man exploded into a cloud of blood mist. Then, the blood mist was annihilated, and there was not even a trace of him left. You're the one who doesn't know what death is. Wang Lin reached out, and the Star Destroyer spear landed in his hand. He stood proudly in the air with the spear in his hand. The surroundings were silent. Countless figures hidden in the thick fog were silent and did not even dare to breathe loudly. The moment the Star Destroyer spear appeared, the heroes were helpless. Bringing you to kill people, this was Wang Lin's romance. Chapter 411. Lim Yuan is already acquainted with Wang Lin. At this time, Liu had already prepared his hands and feet and was ready to use them. System: give the sealing extermination race bloodline to the heavenly fate pearl. Let Lim Yuan obtain the sealing extermination race bloodline and transform into a member of the sealing extermination race. This was Li Yu's method. The root of everything was Lim Yuan's death. If Lim Yuan didn't die, then there would be no sorrow or pain in this world. The sealing extermination race was an ancient and tyrannical race. In addition to having the heaven sealing technique to seal all life, they also had a terrifying racial talent, the 3 life sources. Every member of the sealing extermination race had 3 lives. In comparison, their cultivation talent, that was countless times better than ordinary people, was not worth mentioning. Possessing talent that is countless times better than before, possessing the ability to seal all life, and having 3 lives. I don't believe that you will die. Liu raised his head. His gaze seemed to pierce through the immortal abode, through the mountain, and towards the vast starry sky. Fate is not predestined. Even if it is predestined, I can change it. A mysterious smile appeared on Liu's face. A world without sorrow and pain. I really look forward to it. Demonic Cultivator C, Little Coal Mountain. Senior brother, you live here? Looking at the snowy mountain in front of her, Li Muin looked at Wang Lin in shock. Wang Lin. Wang Lin expressionlessly spat out these 2 words. What? Li Muin was stunned. My name is Wang Lin. Wang Lin turned his head and glanced at Li Muin. His expression was still cold, but Li Muin felt warmth from it. He told me his name? This senior brother. Oh, Wang Lin. He doesn't seem as cold as he looks. Li Muin's eyes lit up and a smile appeared on her face. What are you smiling about? Wang Lin frowned slightly. Nothing. Li Muin smiled sweetly and pointed at Little Cold Mountain. Is it your abode? It looks pretty good. Wang Lin ignored him and walked toward the Little Cold Mountain. He looks cold, but he's not bad. Li Muin glanced at Wang Lin's back and followed him with a smile. Passing through the sealed door, the 2 of them entered the Little Cold Mountain Immortal Cave. This cave abode was very simple. It could even be said to be crude. It seemed to be a temporary place for cultivation. Taiju, you're back. At this moment, a black-robed, black-haired, cold-looking young man walked out of the stone room to the side. You even brought someone back? After Wang Yu went out, he saw Li Muin behind Wang Lin. He was slightly surprised, but then he smiled. Taiju, you found a wife so quickly? Nonsense. Wang Lin glared at Wang Yu coldly. Li Muin blushed and lowered her head slightly. This is my younger brother, Wang Yu. Wang Lin introduced him to Li Muin. Greetings, Senior Wang Yu. Li Muin bowed to Wang Yu. No. Wang Yu dodged to the side, not daring to accept Li Muin's salute. With Wang Lin's temperament, since he brought someone back, she was definitely not a casual person. She might even be his sister-in-law. He couldn't be irreverent. This is the first time we meet, so I don't have anything good. This is a face-setting pill. It's not very useful, but you female cultivators should like this. With that, Wang Yu took out a jade box, and then took out a flying sword and a small pill furnace. The flying sword and pill furnace are still useful. Consider it a meeting gift. This. Li Muin turned her head to look at Wang Lin, not knowing whether to accept this gift or not. Since it's for you, just accept it. Wang Lin nodded to Li Muin. Oh. Li Muin reached out and took the things Wang Yu handed over. Thank you, Senior Wang Yu. Don't call me Senior Brother, just call me by my name. Wang Yu smiled and waved his hand, then looked at Wang Lin. I sealed the spiritual power and put it here. You can keep it for your use. You're leaving? Wang Lin saw Wang Yu's posture, as if he was about to leave, and quickly asked, Yes, I haven't been back for a long time, and I don't know how things are at home. You can cultivate here with peace of mind. I'll take care of the family. With that, Wang Yu waved his hand and stretched out his hand in front of him. A clear light flashed, and a void passage appeared in the cave. I'm leaving, and sister-in-law goodbye. Wang Yu chuckled, took a step forward, and disappeared in an instant. This is... Seeing Wang Yu open the void and shuttling through, Li Muin was shocked. Looking at the so-called meeting gift in his hand, the face-setting pill was a treasure that countless female cultivators scrambled for. The flying sword and pill furnace in his hand turned out to be Jin Dan magic weapons. Where did these 2 brothers come from? To be able to give out such treasures so casually, this kind of big spending was really too scary. Don't listen to his nonsense. At this time, Wang Lin said to Li Muin with an expressionless face, What? Lim Yuan hadn't recovered from the shock yet. Hearing Wang Lin's words, her heart froze. Nothing. Wang Lin flicked his sleeves, turned and walked to another stone room, and a sentence came from afar. There are many empty rooms here. You can choose one yourself. It's dangerous outside. Don't go out casually. Is he concerned about me? Hearing Wang Lin's words, Lim Yuan's face gave birth to a smile. This Wang Lin is unexpectedly gentle. Turning her head to look inside the cave, Lim Yuan reached out to stroke her hair and smiled sweetly. It seems. It's not bad to cultivate here. Finding an empty room, Lim Yuan took out some odds and ends from the storage bag and quickly tidied up the stone room like a boudoir. Face-setting pill, this is a good thing. Sitting cross-legged on the bed, Lim Yuan smiled and opened the jade box Wang Yu gave her. Thinking of Wang Yu's sister-in-law, she couldn't help but blush. What a rich medicinal efficacy. Opening the jade box, Lim Yuan saw a pill that was as red as blood, as if it was a brilliant ruby. Lim Yuan was shocked. The face-setting pill has been refined to this extent. This is already a top-grade face-setting pill. Reaching out to pick up the pill, Lim Yuan smiled. The origins of these two brothers must be extraordinary. Tossing the pill in her mouth, she swallowed it. A warm aura filled her body like a hot spring, soaking her whole body. Exuberant vitality bloomed in her body, and a mysterious aura that revealed the vicissitudes of time permeated Lim Yuan's body. At this moment, Lim Yuan felt as if her entire body was soaked in a spirit spring, and every part of her body underwent a transformation like a butterfly breaking out of its cocoon. Feeling the changes in her body, Lim Yuan was shocked. Is this really a face-setting pill? Not a heaven-seizing pill that can rebirth one's body? As the medicinal efficacy soaked in, Lim Yuan suddenly felt a trace of weariness and fell into a deep sleep. And in her body, the transformation of a butterfly breaking out of its cocoon was taking place. This face-setting pill was the bloodline of the Sealing Extermination clan. When Lim Yuan woke up, she would possess peerless talent, shocking abilities, and 3 lives. Chapter 412. What's wrong with me? After waking up from a deep sleep, Lim Yuan was shocked to find that her body had undergone earth-shaking changes. It really is the heaven-seizing pill. It actually made me reborn. Legend had it that the heaven-seizing pill had the ability to change a person's aptitude. The pill she ate turned out to be the heaven-seizing pill. It's so generous. Lim Yuan had greatly overestimated the background of the two Wang brothers. My current aptitude. Lim Yuan was shocked to find that her cultivation aptitude had improved countless times compared to before. She could sense the heaven and earth essence chi, and it seemed that with a thought, the heaven and earth essence chi would respond. 5 elements essence, water, gathering, technique. Just the thought of casting a technique had not yet formed a hand seal, and the surrounding water vapor instantly condensed and turned into a huge water ball in the room. After dispersing the water ball, Lim Yuan experimented with the other 5 element spells and found that all the 5 element spells were like an arm. It seemed that with a command, the world would respond. Lim Yuan was shocked. This is almost the same as the legendary 5 element spirit body. Is the heaven-seizing pill so powerful? Walking out of the door, Lim Yuan glanced at Wang Lin's room and found that Wang Lin seemed to be cultivating, so she did not want to disturb him. Let's cultivate first. Lim Yuan returned to the room and also calmed down to cultivate qi. In the following time, the two people cultivated separately. They could feel each other's aura and each other's existence, but they did not speak. It seemed to be a silent communication, and there seemed to be a tacit understanding. In this calm and peaceful interaction, there was a feeling of mutual intimacy. This situation continued, and the cold figure and the gentle figure walked into each other's hearts. Wang Yu returned to Zhao. He stayed in the Wang family village for a few days and used his own cold light to refine a nascent soul-level flying sword and integrate it into the Wang family's bloodline, becoming a treasure that only the Wang family's bloodline could drive. With this flying sword, he could kill any nascent soul cultivator with a single sword. The Wang family now had the power to protect themselves. Unknowingly, I left Zhao for 10 years. Wang Yu stepped out of the house and looked in the direction of the Heng Yu sect. I wonder how the Heng Yu sect is doing now. Wang Yu flew towards the Heng Yu sect. After a while, Wang Yu arrived near the Heng Yu sect. What's going on? Looking from afar, a huge black airship was hovering in midair above the Heng Yu sect. Murderous figures appeared on the airship, seemingly intending to attack the Heng Yu sect. Taoist Master Zhao, how dare your Valley of No Return attack my Heng Yu sect? When Ancestral Master Frigid Ice returned, he would definitely not let this matter rest. Taoist Master Zhao, aren't you afraid of your sect being exterminated if you do this? Immortal Huang Long rode Purple Spirit and appeared above the Heng Yu sect, facing off against the black airship. Ancestral Master Frost? Ha ha! Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return raised his head to the sky and laughed. Huang Long, you've been telling a lie for 10 years. Many sects in the state of Zhao have been frightened by you. You do have some ability. Taoist Master Zhao waved his hand, and a dark long sword appeared in his hand. The dark long sword emitted a burst of ghostly howls, and the terrifying power made people's hearts palpitate. Huang Long, call out that Ancestral Master Frost. He's just a junior in the Qi refining stage. Even if he has a rare treasure, how capable can he be? Call him out. Call him out. Call him out. Sect leader Huang Long's face was red with anger, and his hand holding Purple Spirit trembled. He sighed in his heart. Wang Yu, where did you go? If you don't come back, the Heng Yu sect will be destroyed. Ha ha! Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return laughed out loud, and his arrogance became even more arrogant. Can't call him out? Hee hee, what bullshit, Ancestral Master Frost. I'll chop him up and feed him to the dogs. Are you looking for me? At this time, a cold voice sounded behind him, and a cold aura filled the air. The surrounding temperature suddenly became cold, making people feel as if they had fallen into an ice hell. You! Taoist Master Zhao's face changed greatly, and he suddenly turned his head, only to see a young man in a black robe with dark golden hair standing in the void. The young man's face was expressionless, but his eyes revealed endless coldness and deathly stillness, as if he was a place of death. Wang, when Yellow Dragon sect leader saw that familiar figure, he was overjoyed. Ancestral Master Frost is back. Disciples of the Heng Yu sect, Ancestral Master Frost is back. Ancestral Master Frost. Hearing sect leader Huang Long's words, the disciples of the Heng Yu sect were shocked. 10 years had passed, and the Heng Yu sect had recruited some new disciples. These people did not know Wang Yu. However, the former disciples still remembered the person who defeated Taoist Master Pu Nan with a cold light and caused the destruction of the Tao sect. Wang Yu? He's back. In the sect, Wang Zhuo looked up at the black-robed figure who was confronting Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return. The expression on his face was very complicated. You are the Heng Yu sect's Ancestral Master Frost? Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return frowned as he looked at Wang Yu. He had some doubts in his heart. This person has no spiritual power fluctuations, but he has a strange aura. It's really strange. At this moment, Wang Yu had changed his cultivation to the ancient god Tao. He dispersed his spiritual power and integrated it into his body. Naturally, there were no spiritual power fluctuations. Did you just say that you want to chop me up and feed me to the dogs? Wang Yu coldly looked at Taoist Master Zhao of the Valley of No Return. He raised his hand and stretched out a finger. I will only move one finger. If you can take my finger and not die, I will spare your life. Shameless boasting. Taoist Master Zhao was a low-level cultivator and naturally did not know about the existence of the ancient god. He did not sense any spiritual power fluctuations from Wang Yu, which made him even more certain that Wang Yu relied on a treasure and did not have any strength. Whether it's shameless boasting or not, why don't you try and know? Wang Yu sneered and pointed his finger. Boom! There was an earth-shattering sound in the void. With one finger, the wind and clouds surged and the sky changed color. Ancient god finger. Heaven and earth were frightened. Wang Yu was only a 2-star ancient god. This magical ability had not reached the level of heaven and earth being frightened. However, in this finger, it also contained Wang Yu's cold light of nirvana. This was the strongest power born after the fusion of the concept of nirvana and the ice spirit divine light. How could a mere nascent soul cultivator resist the magical ability of the ancient god finger? A bit of dead cold light bloomed at the tip of his finger. Cold, freeze, nirvana. Switching to the ancient god Tao, the ice spirit divine light, and the concept of nirvana were both transformed into body magical abilities. It was easier to use them than spiritual power. Boom! A huge explosion soared into the sky. This finger pointed out. First, it was the ice that froze everything, freezing Taoist master Zhao into an ice sculpture. Then, the power of nirvana erupted and directly annihilated all of Taoist master Zhao's vitality. His entire person turned into a dead ice sculpture. Finally, the huge power of the ancient god finger shattered the ice sculpture that Taoist master Zhao had turned into and divided the ice crystals that scattered. With one finger out, the nascent soul Taoist master fell. Such might caused everyone present to be filled with astonishment. On the black flying boat, the disciples of the Valley of No Return collapsed to the ground with pale faces. They did not dare to make a sound. The people of the Hung Yu sect were also frightened by Wang Yu's monstrous power. Greetings, Ancestral Master Ice. The Yellow Dragon sect leader greeted Wang Yu with excitement and respectfully bowed to him. Greetings, Ancestral Master Ice. At this time, the people of the Hung Yu sect also recovered and hurriedly bowed to Wang Yu. In the cultivation world, strength was respected. There was no seniority in learning, and the one who reached the top was the teacher. Even if Wang Yu had the same status as them in the past, Wang Yu's strength at this moment was enough to make him worthy of being the Ancestral Master Ice. Welcome back, Ancestral Master Ice. The people of the Hung Yu sect shouted again and respectfully bowed to Wang Yu. Chapter 413. One day later, a shocking piece of news spread throughout the cultivation world of the state of Zhao. When sect leader Zhao of the Valley of No Return led his elite disciples to attack the Hung Yu sect, the Hung Yu sect's ancestral master Ice suddenly returned and killed sect leader Zhao, who was in the middle stage of the nascent soul realm. Everyone in the Valley of No Return was terrified and decided to join the Hung Yu sect. As soon as the news came out, the entire cultivation world of the state of Yu was shocked. Some sect members who were planning to attack the Hung Yu sect secretly rejoiced and immediately sent people to send generous gifts. Some sect members who had a good relationship with the Valley of No Return hurriedly came to apologize and began to join the Hung Yu sect. All the small sect members in the area between the Hung Yu sect and the Valley of No Return also joined the Hung Yu sect without hesitation. As a result, the situation of the cultivation world of the state of Yu changed greatly. The Hung Yu sect, which was about to decline, became powerful and occupied half of the cultivation world of the state of Yu. Good, good. There is hope for the revival of the sect. Sect leader Huang Long stroked his beard and smiled. He was too lazy to pay attention to Wang Yu's strange situation. As a doppelganger of the Vermilion Bird sect's master of the Four Divine sect, sect leader Huang Long was naturally not lacking in knowledge. Wang Yu had the heavenly fate pearl to hide the ancient god's aura. The ancient god's finger also released a cold light of silence, not revealing any signs of the ancient god. Although he couldn't see any clues, sect leader Huang Long vaguely felt that something was wrong. Wang Yu was able to grow so quickly. How could he not have his own secrets? If he isn't the reincarnation of a great figure, then he must have obtained a great opportunity. For the sect, this was a good thing. Sect leader Huang Long was just a doppelganger used to comprehend reincarnation. The best way to cultivate was to take care of one's own territory and experience one's own life. He actually became the Hung Yu Sect's ancestral master. And he's even using that ice as his name, really? Wang Yu shook his head helplessly. Kid, since you have become the Hung Yu Sect's ancestral master, then this sect is worth taking care of. At this time, the heavenly fate pearl smiled in Wang Yu's mind. I don't have the mind. Wang Yu didn't have the desire to control the sect. He didn't even have the time to focus on his own cultivation. You don't have to do it yourself. Didn't sect leader Huang Long do well? The heaven's fate pearl chuckled as it continued to egg Wang Yu on. Kid, planet Suzaku has a very powerful background. It was a very important position in the entire cavern world. Controlling planet Suzaku will be very meaningful to you in the future. Oh. What other background does planet Suzaku have? Wang Yu's interest was piqued after hearing the Destiny Pearl's explanation. Senior Destiny, please enlighten me. There's no harm in telling you. The heavens will bead appeared and stood there with its hands behind its back. It had an unfathomable expression. Brat, this cave world is one of the caves of the seven-colored celestial sovereign. A cave world, a cave world. Wang Yu was dumbfounded. I used to wonder why the name of this world was so strange. It turns out that it's really a cave? Yes. The heavens will bead nodded. The four-star systems inside the sealed realm and the billions of ancient stars outside the sealed realm. They are all worlds created by someone else. At this point, the heavens will bead looked at Wang Yu. Your ancient god bloodline was formed by the blood of an ancient ancestor who died on the immortal astral continent. The 3,000 ancient Dao bloodlines formed the ancient god, ancient demon, and ancient devil clans. Ancient god was formed by the blood of the ancient Dao. Wang Yu clearly felt how powerful the ancient gods were. Such a powerful race was formed by the blood of a third-step cultivator. Then, how strong was the ancient Dao? There is no future in the cave world. If you want to make real progress and reach the peak of this world, you have to step onto the immortal astral continent. The heavens will be pointed at the ground below. Near planet Suzaku is where the door to the cave world was. Is it the door to the immortal astral continent? Wang Yu was overjoyed and looked at the heavens will bead with an anxious expression. Senior Destiny, then let's go now in your dreams. The heavens will bead rolled its eyes. Since this is someone else's cave, do you think you can leave just because you want to? Without the power of the third step, you can't leave at all. The power of the third step? Wang Yu clenched his fists. I'll definitely reach the third step and leave this cave. Of course, with this old man helping you, you'll definitely achieve your goal. The heavens will bead nodded. Little brat, there are still many old monsters in the cave world. They're all big shots that control their own forces. They won't let you go out casually. If you're alone, how will you fight against them? Yes, control planet Suzaku and control the door to the cave world. Then you must also control a force in the cave world so you have enough strength to fight back. Wang Yu took a deep breath and solemnly nodded. Very good. If you want to control a sect and don't want to take care of chores, then you have to control the key things. The heavens will bead assumed the posture of pointing out the right path. For cultivators, increasing their cultivation is the key. So, you either control cultivation resources or cultivation methods. But I don't have these things. Wang Yu suddenly turned to look at the heavens will bead. Senior heavens will bead. Do you have a way? Of course. This old man is the heavens will bead. I am the ruler of the 3,000 treasures. How can this kind of thing be difficult for this old man? The heavens will bead proudly raised its head and waved its hand. Another light screen appeared before it. The light screen showed all kinds of buildings. This is the pill hall. As long as you provide the ingredients, any pill can be refined for you. This is the treasure refining pavilion. As long as you provide the ingredients, any treasure can be refined. This is the book collection tower. There are countless cultivation methods, secret techniques, and spells from chi condensation to ascendant. This is the medicine field. As long as you plant the seeds, any heavenly treasure can mature within a day. This is the martial practice hall. It has the ability to accelerate time and simulate battles. Disciples can fight as they wish inside, without worrying about being injured. This is the Tao Enlightenment Hall. It has the ability to improve comprehension. It can allow disciples to speed up their cultivation and comprehend cultivation methods faster. This is the seclusion meditation room. It can speed up the growth of disciples' cultivation. The heavens will bead suddenly released a long list of buildings and introduced their functions one by one. Wang Yu is stunned. Senior heavens will bead. Is this all true? If he had these things, the Hung Yu sect would be in defiance of the heavens. Of course, this old man is omnipotent. How can such a small matter be worth mentioning? The heavens will bead stood with its hands behind its back. Its face was full of pride. Of course, the heavens will bead didn't have this ability. However, Liu had it. 4 refining pills and refining tools. He just needed to add the resource repositories function. The book collection tower was even simpler. The memories of Situ, Nand, the memories of the Lord of the Sealed Realm, the inheritance of the ancient god, and the memories of the hundreds of soul formation, soul transformation, and ascendant cultivators sealed in the land of the ancient god. Liu had already collected countless cultivation methods. The medicine field was also simple. As long as he sprinkled the heavenly fortune dew from the immortal mansion's garden, any heavenly treasure could mature within a day. Wasn't the martial practice hall a simplified version of the virtual illusion realm? As for the Tao Enlightenment Hall, as long as he released a trace of the Bodhi tree's aura, it would naturally become the Tao Enlightenment Hall. As for the cultivation room, it was also simple. As long as you put in enough resources, any kind of spiritual energy could be produced. Of course, Liu was not a philanthropist, so he naturally had to charge for these things. With this foundation, along with the Moongazer blade, star-destroying spear, and 2C's Moongazer serpent, the Wang brothers would sweep through planet Shizuku. The path to overturning this world has already been opened. Young man, overturn this world. Your journey is the sea of stars. Liu nodded and smiled. Chapter 414. Inky's spirit splitting billions of incarnations. Liu sat cross-legged on the ground in the eternal immortal abode. His 10 fingers danced in the air as mysterious hand seals bloomed like flowers. A dense cloud of light appeared above his head, and his 120,000 divine souls flowed like a river of stars. Spirit splitting incarnation. With a soft shout, the dense cloud of light above his head shook violently. The 120,000 divine souls exploded, turning into countless specks of light that were as fine as dust. Vast divine splendor covered the sky and the earth. Specks of light blossomed with resplendent light, and clones appeared from within the radiance. 1 became 10, 10 became 100, 100 became 1,000, 1,000 became 10,000. In an instant, billions of figures appeared in the endless divine light. 1 is 10,000, 10,000 is 1. Great Tao, return to 1, return to origin. With another soft shout, the divine light disappeared in a flash. The dense cloud of light gathered, and the billions of divine souls merged into 1. His spirit entered his body, and Liu opened his eyes with a smile. Not bad. The Black Torrent spirit splitting technique is indeed extraordinary. With these billions of divine souls, Liu could comprehend the boundless Taoist rhymes in the 7-color Tao flower at an even faster pace. Integrating the Inky spirit splitting technique into the Yang spirit Great Tao has indeed benefited me greatly. With a thought, his divine soul split into billions of divine souls. Countless divine souls entered the illusory realm and continued to comprehend the boundless Taoist rhymes in the 7-color Tao flower. As the divine souls absorbed the Taoist rhymes, endless visions appeared in the illusory realm. The raging flames, the deathly still ice, the howling winds, the roaring lightning, the thick earth, the mighty rivers. The sun and moon hung in the sky. The river of stars shone brightly. The plants withered and flourished. The cycle of life and death. The conversion of illusion and reality. The alternation of light and darkness. the Taoist rhymes seemed endless. Even with billions of divine souls and the accelerated time in the illusory realm, it would still take a long time. This vision would probably last for a long time. The Xianwang Qi is the mother of all things, the primordial Qi. The Tao of the divine soul is the evolution of heaven and earth to form the Yang spirit. So, I have too many Taoist rhymes to comprehend. Everything in the world was within the Tao. Liu had no choice but to gather the complicated and boundless Taoist rhythms. In the end, the complexity was reduced to simplicity, and the divine Qi was combined. For my path, even if I can comprehend all the Taoist rhymes, I'm afraid I still have to comprehend the heavenly Tao of this cavern world. The heavenly Tao was the law that governed the operation of all things in the world. Liyu's spirit evolved the heaven and earth, and the Qi of heaven and earth gave birth to all living things. In addition, the path after the Qi of heaven and earth, whether it was the Qi of yin and yang or the Qi of chaos, they were all related to the heaven and earth. Therefore, he had to create his own world in the end. Things like heavenly Tao laws had to be analyzed and comprehended. Heavenly Tao? The heavenly Tao of the cavern world has become a person. Liu shook his head with a smile. That's why I said that the heavenly Tao has intelligence and self-awareness. It's really annoying. It was the Wang brothers' mission to overturn this world and get rid of the heavenly Tao that had turned into a human. Fortunately, this heavenly Tao is still incomplete and can't control everything. Otherwise, as soon as I came in, I'm afraid I would be struck by lightning and be struck by heavenly tribulation. Unless Liu directly killed the heavenly Tao of the cavern world, he would be struck by lightning all day long. Although with Liu's strength, the heavenly tribulation of the cavern world was not much of a threat to him. It was still too disgusting. So, young man, hurry up and go against the heavens. Hung Yu sect. Under the guidance of the heavenly fate bead, Wang Yu had already chosen a few locations to build various heaven-defying buildings. But not enough resources? Not enough spiritual power? When Wang Yu waved his hand and planned to rebuild the world, the heavenly fate bead poured a bucket of cold water on him. Of course, no matter how powerful I am, I can't make something out of nothing, right? Even if you build an ordinary house, you'll need bricks and stones, right? The heavenly fate bead curled its lips and looked down on Wang Yu. Okay. Wang Yu nodded, indicating that he completely understood. To build such a heaven-defying building, he definitely needed various materials. Don't be discouraged. At least for now, building the pill hall, weapon refining pavilion, and martial arts hall is not a problem. But you need to use up a lot of the spiritual Qi you stored. After hitting him with a stick, the heavenly fate bead gave him a sweet date. Really? That's great. Wang Yu was overjoyed. He quickly moved and rushed towards the pill hall and weapon refining pavilion of the Hung Yu sect. On the right side of the Hung Yu peak, there was a lonely mountain peak. This mountain was called Song Pine Peak. It was where the Hung Yu sect refined pills and weapons. Under this mountain peak, there was an underground fire vein. The Hung Yu sect used the underground fire as the source to refine pills and weapons. When he arrived in front of the pill hall, the surrounding air was filled with medicinal fragrance. In the pill hall, there were many elders and disciples of the sect coming and going. They were either refining pills or collecting materials. Inform everyone in the pill hall to come out. I'm going to rebuild the pill hall. Wang Yu ordered the pill hall's deacon elder. Yes, the deacon elder quickly returned to the pill hall and sent a message to everyone in the pill hall to come out. Ancestor Frost wants to rebuild the pill hall. That's great. Hearing this news, everyone in the pill hall was overjoyed. With Ancestor Frost's cultivation, the pill hall that he renovated would definitely be extraordinary. Senior Heavenly Fate Bead, what should I do? After everyone in the pill hall came out, Wang Yu asked the Heavenly Fate Bead, what should I do? Hee. The Heavenly Fate Bead laughed. Various buildings of the pill hall appeared in Wang Yu's mind. You just need to choose a building style and wave your hand. That's it. Wang Yu was stunned for a moment. According to the Heavenly Fate Bead's request, he chose a simple and unrefined pill hall style. Then, he waved his hand at the Hung Yu Sec's pill hall. Boom! A violent explosion resounded. Brilliant five-colored light circulated and covered the entire pill hall. A huge wave of spiritual energy rippled, causing the surrounding sky to rumble. Of course, this was just a bluff. The heavenly fate bead couldn't do this kind of thing. Only Liu could do it. The so-called pill hall. Isn't it just putting the resource storage's decomposition and refinement function on it? Liu laughed. System, reconstruct the pill hall with the construction method of them all. Cancel the coordinate anchoring function and load the resource storage's decomposition and refinement function. Load the information of various pills recorded in the current world. When the mall was constructed, the exterior of the building could be reconstructed. As long as the coordinate anchoring function was canceled, it wouldn't be a mall anymore. Other functional buildings could be built. Liu had already researched this function. With this function, even if he wanted to make systems like Red Alert or Warcraft in the future, he would have the foundation. It's not a bad idea to experiment with the Sect Master system in this world. Liu smiled and looked at the pill hall that had been set up. He nodded. Put the authority on the heavenly fate bead. Then, Liu waved his hand and a miracle was born. Hung Yu Sect, Song Pine Peak. Just now, the movement of the five-colored light and the shaking of heaven and earth had already startled many people. Everyone in the Hung Yu Sect stretched their necks and looked at the pill hall. They wanted to know what the Ice Ancestor was doing. Dong! A loud and clear sound of a bell was heard. The five-colored radiance suddenly vanished. A simple, exquisite, and mysterious, huge palace stood where the Dan Hall used to be. The huge palace was overflowing with light and vibrant colors, and its splendor was boundless. Multicolored auspicious clouds lingered around the palace, and a refreshing medicinal fragrance permeated the air, causing one's spirit to shake and feel refreshed. Pill Hall, seeing the two big golden words on the huge palace's door, the people of the Hung Yu Sect were stunned. Today, I will rebuild the Pill Hall. This Pill Hall is created by the heavens and earth. It has unfathomable abilities. You only need to provide the materials, and you can exchange for various pills from the Pill Hall. Wang Yu announced loudly. He pointed his finger, and a light screen appeared on the Pill Hall. Pills with vast auras appeared like a bright, starry sky. The Ancestor is so powerful. The people of the Hung Yu Sect touched it with their divine sense and immediately understood the function of the Pill Hall. Their faces were filled with shock and joy. One must know that refining pills wasn't something that could be done casually. No matter how powerful an alchemist was, the success rate of refining pills couldn't be guaranteed. Now, this Pill Hall was able to guarantee success every time. It only increased the consumption of materials by 50%. More importantly, this Pill Hall had all kinds of pills. It could even refine pills for the Ascendant Realm. This was simply too heaven-defying. The Ancestor's abilities are vast and boundless. The people of the Hung Yu Sect knelt down on the ground in admiration. To be able to rebuild the Pill Hall and have such heaven-defying abilities, just how powerful was the Ice Ancestor's cultivation? This method of creating the heavens and earth, the Yellow Dragon sect leader was also shocked by this. He couldn't believe it. Chapter 415. Now, make the weapon refining pavilion. After leaving the newly built Pill Hall, Wang Yu came to the Hung Yu Sect's weapon refining pavilion. Seeing Wang Yu's big move again, the people of the Hung Yu Sect surrounded him with surprise. Weapon refining pavilion, come out. With the Pill Hall as an example, Wang Yu also had some playful thoughts. He put on an act and waved his hand at the original weapon refining pavilion. A five-colored light suddenly rushed up and shrouded the original weapon refining pavilion. As the multicolored light flowed, another beautiful building rose from the multicolored light. This is the newly created weapon refining pavilion. Use it well. Wang Yu pointed and activated the weapon refining pavilion, displaying the functions of the weapon refining pavilion. Wow! Seeing the functions of the weapon refining pavilion, all the Hung Yu Sect cultivators were in an uproar. It can refine all kinds of treasures from qi refining to ascendant. As long as there are materials, even qi refining stage cultivators can refine Jin Dan treasures. Refining in a day. Don't treasures take many years to refine? This is 2. The functions of the weapon refining pavilion shocked everyone. This kind of magical power was simply unimaginable. What kind of magical power is this? The Yellow Dragon sect leader was also so shocked that he couldn't close his mouth for a long time. As the clone of the Vermilion Bird sect's master of the Four Divine sect, Huang Long naturally didn't lack knowledge. However, he couldn't understand the magical powers that Wang Yu displayed at all. It was simply beyond imagination. It was simply too heaven-defying. He didn't guess that it was the ability of a treasure because he had never heard of such a treasure in this world. Wang Yu is definitely the reincarnation of a great figure. With such a magical power, he must be a third-step cultivator. Even his original body had to look up to a third-step cultivator. With such an existence and such a magical power, the Hung Yu sect was truly heaven-defying. There was no such thing as the most heaven-defying, only more heaven-defying. Next, Wang Yu's martial arts hall made the Yellow Dragon sect leader's face turn pale. In the back mountain of the Hung Yu sect, Wang Yu reconstructed an unused hall and built it into a large black stone hall. Martial arts hall. After the black stone hall was built, an iron-blooded battle intent spread out. It can actually fight in a virtual battle, and it can even accelerate time by 10 times. The functions of the martial arts hall shocked the Yellow Dragon sect leader even more. With this martial arts hall, all the disciples of the Hung Yu sect could freely fight in the martial arts hall without worrying about any injuries. In this way, the Hung Yu sect disciples' combat experience would be incomparably rich. More importantly, accelerating time by 10 times would allow the disciples to have 10 times more time to cultivate their spells and divine abilities. They would definitely be able to master every single spell. In the future, the fighting strength of the Hung Yu sect disciples was simply unimaginable. This kind of treasure is the foundation of the Hung Yu sect's development. I didn't expect that this reincarnated avatar of mine could actually experience such a wonderful thing. Yellow Dragon sect leader stroked his beard and smiled. With these 3 magical buildings, the Hung Yu sect will surely flourish. Wang Yu stood at the top of the Hung Yu peak, watching the sect disciples happily rush to the 3 buildings. Some refined pills, some refined weapons, and some went to the martial arts hall to fight. The entire sect was brimming with vitality. All the sect disciples were in high spirits, their morale soaring. Kid, you're still missing something crucial. To control the sect, it's not something that can be done with just a few words. The heavenly fate bead laughed in Wang Yu's mind. Loyalty. What do you rely on to guarantee it? If one day you encounter a crisis, will these disciples be willing to serve you? I've also considered this problem. Wang Yu nodded solemnly. The sect's loyalty needs to be cultivated bit by bit. I don't have many methods, but Wang Yu glanced at the heavenly fate bead. Since Senior Heavenly Fate Bead said so, there must be a way, right? Of course. The Heavenly Fate Bead laughed. Kid, you want to build an ancestral hall. When the disciples go to the ancestral hall, they must make a blood oath to obey orders and never betray you. With the power of the ancestral hall, strengthen this oath so that they can't betray you. With the ancestral hall, all the disciples of the sect will be under your control. Ancestral hall. Wang Yu nodded. I've invested so much, so I naturally want to control the sect. The ancestral hall must be built. That's why you need to go out and get some things. Otherwise, not only will the ancestral hall not be built, but the other buildings will also be lacking. As the Heavenly Fate Bead spoke, a map appeared in Wang Yu's mind. Kid, this is the territory opposite the demonic cultivator sea. This is the territory of the Forsaken Immortal Clan. There are many good things in the 19th level of the Sky Pit. Okay. Wang Yu smiled and nodded. If the Heavenly Fate Bead said it was good, then it definitely wouldn't be bad. Waving his hand, Wang Yu opened a space door and stepped out. He instantly left the Hung Yu sect and arrived at the territory of the forsaken immortal clan. The aura here is a bit strange. In front of him was a lush forest. Ancient trees towered into the sky, and the surroundings were green. It seemed to be a land full of vitality. However, Wang Yu felt a strange feeling from this vitality. It was as if the earth was being controlled and the forest was being enslaved. Your feeling is correct, the heavenly fate bead explained. The Forsaken Immortal Clan is also known as the Rune Race. They are a race controlled by the ruler of the ancient stars outside the sealed realm, the Sovereign. Sovereign? This was the first time Wang Yu heard this name, and he didn't know where this person came from. It's just a palm print servant. Don't worry about him. The heavenly fate bead waved its hand and continued. The Forsaken Immortal Clan plunder the vitality of the earth. They turn all kinds of beasts into runes and fuse them into their bodies to obtain power. If it was the rune race of the past, you wouldn't be able to provoke them with your current strength. However, countless years have passed, and their strength has deteriorated beyond recognition. As the Heavenly Fate Pearl explained, it guided Wang Yu to a huge and bottomless sinkhole. This pit. Wang Yu frowned slightly when he saw the bottomless sinkhole that exuded a vast and majestic aura below. This is the Immortal Graveyard. There are a total of 19 levels. We're going to the 19th level. However, the Forsaken Immortal Clan is very hostile to the human race. It will be very dangerous, so we can't be careless. I'll be careful. Wang Yu waved his hand and released the Moongazer Serpent that looked like a dragon. The Moongazer Serpent that was originally tens of thousands of meters long had now turned into a small snake that coiled above Wang Yu's head. Holding the Moongazer Serpent in his hand, Wang Yu's figure flashed, and he gently fell into the bottomless pit. Not long after, Wang Yu landed at the bottom of the pit. He was surrounded by black ground. He gently stomped his feet and found that the ground was very hard as if it was cast from steel. It doesn't seem that deep. Wang Yu raised his head and looked at the entrance of the heavenly pit, which looked like the mouth of a well. He estimated that it was only about 200,000 feet underground. This is only the first level. It's still early. You'll know how deep this pit is. Chapter 416. The entrance to the second floor is to the east. After landing on the first level of the Immortal Graveyard, Wang Yu flew towards the east under the guidance of his heavenly fate pearl. Whoosh! While he was flying, a black shadow suddenly rushed out from behind a huge rock below. Wang Yu frowned, raised the plenilune blade, and slashed out. Even though he didn't activate the plenilune saber's ability, a third-step spirit weapon like the plenilune saber was innately sharp and indestructible. With Wang Yu's strength as a 2-star ancient god, even a casual slash was unstoppable. Poof! The blade pierced through the black shadow, and it fell to the ground. This is a barbarian? On the ground, a black monster's corpse was lying on the ground. This person's hair was disheveled, and he only wore a piece of beast skin. There were strange markings on his body. There was also a leaf-shaped mark on his forehead that looked like a talisman. Forsaken Immortal Clan, one leaf talisman warrior, equivalent to the Foundation Establishment Realm. The Destiny Pearl explained, talisman warriors are close-range fighters. There's also a type of spell master that focuses on casting spells. Brat, there are too many Forsaken Immortal Clan members below. If we kill our way through, who knows when we'll reach our destination. The Destiny Pearl waved its hand, and an invisible ripple swept out, hiding Wang Yu's presence. Wang Yu then silently rushed to the east and found the entrance to the second floor. The second floor was a rotten swamp filled with a rotten stench. All sorts of demon bones were piled up in the swamp. Brat, the swamp is highly toxic. Although it won't be difficult for this old man to detoxify you, the swamp is extremely poisonous. Although I can cure it, the corrosive poison is still very painful. Wang Yu nodded at the Destiny Pearl's warning. He didn't waste any time and rushed toward the entrance to the third floor. He passed through the third floor and arrived at the fourth floor. At this point, Wang Yu couldn't hide himself anymore. It wasn't the Destiny Pearl's ability to hide his presence that was discovered, but Wang Yu had been seen. The Forsaken Immortal clan seemed to be holding some sort of ceremony on the fourth floor. Countless Forsaken Immortal clan members were gathered under a giant tree. After Wang Yu arrived at the fourth floor, he was exposed to the Forsaken Immortal clan members no matter how well he hid. Human cultivator, die. Seeing Wang Yu appear, countless Forsaken Immortal clan members angrily roared. They jumped up and gathered spells in their hands. So, we can only kill our way over. Wang Yu raised the moon-gazing saber, and a cold and deadly aura surged out. Waning moon. With the wind blowing and the waning moon, the beautiful scene was finally extinguished. With a slash of the saber, moonlight filled the sky. The entire fourth floor rumbled. Ice cold. Dead silence. Annihilation of all living things. Flowers, trees, birds, beasts, and even humans. Everything was wiped out by this blade. Everything was crushed into nothingness. The entire fourth floor was flattened by this saber strike. The power of a spirit void-grade treasure was, as such, so strong. Wang Yu was speechless at the lethality of this attack. In a mere 1,000 li of space, the strongest of these Forsaken Immortal clan members are only at the late nascent soul stage. What's so strange about that? The heavenly fate pearl curled its lips in disdain. Who dares to invade? At this moment, the commotion on the fourth floor alerted all the Forsaken Immortal clan members. Figures with vast auras rushed out one after another. 6 leaf, 7 leaf, 10 leaf, 11 leaf. An 11-leaf spell master had the power of an ascendant cultivator. When Wang Yu saw these figures, he frowned slightly. Did we poke a hornet's nest? Human cultivator? Humans? How dare they invade our immortal graveyard? Kill him. The figures roared, and a huge wave of spiritual power shook the surroundings. How troublesome. Wang Yu shook his head and waved his hand. The small moon-gazing saber hovering above his head shot out. Roar. A huge roar shook the heavens and earth. As the light bloomed, a 10,000-meter-long monster with a boundless aura floated in the air. It coiled in the air, and its immense power caused the space of the fourth floor to tremble. This roar was like a clap of thunder, causing the space of the entire fourth floor to shake violently with a rumbling sound. This roar was like a gust of wind. All the figures that charged out were sent flying by this gust of wind and smashed into the stone walls of the fourth floor. Puff! A series of blood spurted out. Even the most powerful 11-leaf spell master couldn't resist. I'm just passing by. Wang Yu waved his hand and recalled the moon-gazing saber. He coldly glanced at the Forsaken Immortal clan members and snorted, "If you dare to be noisy again, I'll wipe out your entire clan." We wouldn't dare. The Forsaken Immortal clan members quickly bowed and retreated to the side, not daring to say another word. Just a roar from the spirit beast was enough to heavily injure them. They couldn't resist at all. Just how terrifying was this person's cultivation? If they dared to say another word, they would be courting death. Oomph. Wang Yu waved his sleeves and walked toward the entrance of the fifth floor. There were no more obstructions along the way. Wang Yu's journey was very smooth. Wang Yu only stopped when he reached the 17th floor. This place, the 17th floor, wasn't large, but the scene in front of him was terrifying. Huge, pitch-black chains covered the entire 17th floor like a spiderweb. Shriveled corpses hung from the chains. There seemed to be waves of mournful wails echoing in the air. Brat, these are all immortals. But these immortals are all fakes. They aren't real immortals. Immortals? Fakes. Wang Yu didn't understand. There are 4 broken immortal realms within the realm ceiling formation. These people are the so-called immortals of the 4 immortal realms. The Destiny Pearl shook its head in disdain. They don't even have the bloodline of the immortals. How can they be considered immortals? Don't worry about them. Go to the next floor. The next floor? There's no other path? Wang Yu took a look at the space on the 17th floor. It looked like a hall, but it was completely sealed off. There was no way to get out of this place. How the moon-gazing saber smashed the ground. Once the 17th floor is broken, the 18th floor will open. Is that so? Wang Yu waved his hand, and the moon-gazing saber flew out of his hand. Its enormous body slammed into the ground. Boom! The entire 17th floor collapsed as if space itself had shattered. A ray of light shone from the ground. This is the 18th floor. Let's go in. Wang Yu hurriedly stepped in. With a flash of light, he arrived in another area. This was a small room with a radius of 300 meters. It seemed to be a secret chamber. A ball of flame was lit in the center of the room. The flame wasn't strong or dazzling, but it emanated an aura that surpassed all living beings. This is the power of the origin. Although this thing made by the rune race is impure and messy, it's an insult to the word origin. However, no matter what, it was still an origin. Let me refine it for you. It's very useful. Origin? What's that? Wang Yu didn't understand at all. When a second step cultivator ascends to the third step, if they don't use Joss flames, they'll have to use their origin to shatter the void gate and ascend to the emptiness realm. It's still too early for you. Since it's something good, I naturally can't let it go. Wang Yu waved his hand and put the ball of origin into his destiny pearl. Kid, this is just a bonus. The real good stuff is at the back. The destiny pearl flew out of Wang Yu's body and stopped beside a stone door on the right side of the secret chamber. Kid, the most powerful force in this world is behind this door. Chapter 417. What's behind this door? Seeing the destiny pearl's actions, Wang Yu was curious. Why don't we go in and take a look? The destiny pearl waved its hand, and the mottled stone door shone brightly, revealing a circular pattern. Above this ring, a vast aura that could surpass the heavens and earth spread out. What's this? The aura from the circular pattern caused Wang Yu to tremble uncontrollably. The ancient god bloodline in his body was trembling, as if worshipping the source of the bloodline. It was also roaring furiously, as if it had met its nemesis. This is the strongest power in this world. The Destiny Pearl looked at the circular pattern and nodded with a smile. In this world, there are two races that stand at the pinnacle of life. One is the immortal race, the other is the ancient race. The Destiny Pearl turned to look at Wang Yu. Kid, this circular pattern contains the power of the immortal race and the ancient race. This is the strongest power in this world, the power of the immortal, ancient, indestructible body. Of course, it's still far from the real, immortal, ancient, indestructible body. Immortal, ancient, indestructible body? Wang Yu's eyes lit up. The immortal, ancient, indestructible body was something that the Destiny Pearl had told him when he had obtained the ancient god bloodline. Wang Yu was naturally interested in this so-called strongest power in this world. This circular pattern contains the power of the immortal race and the ancient race. With the combination of these two powers, no one can open this door unless they have both the bloodline of the immortal race and the ancient race. But the Destiny Pearl smiled and reached out to touch the circular pattern on the stone door. An invisible wave swept across and absorbed all the power of the immortal race and the ancient race. But with me here, this is not a problem. With a gentle push, the stone door opened. After passing through the stone door, there was a huge circular path. Every now and then, there would be a circular pattern similar to the one on the stone door. The Destiny Pearl activated the resource recovery function and absorbed all the power of these light circles. They passed through and continued forward. After passing through the last light circle, the path ahead opened up and a vast and boundless world appeared. This world was extremely vast and flat. There was no end in sight. However, the entire space was dead silent. There was no sign of life. What was more shocking was, what is that? Wang Yu raised his head and looked at the sky. His face was full of shock, and he was dumbfounded. A huge circular hole was torn open in the sky. A circular pillar that was tens of thousands of feet long was protruding out of the hole. It was as if the hole had been pierced through by this huge pillar. It's an arrow. The heavenly fate jewel raised its head to look at the towering pillar and smiled faintly. Li Guang arrow. And this place, The heavenly fate pearl pointed at the end of the golden corpses, where a faint fluctuation rippled in the nirvana void. This is the entrance to the cave world, a door that has been shattered by someone. And those corpses are the real immortals, the real immortals. Back then, when the seven-colored immortal sovereign opened the cave world, the younger brother of the eight extremities celestial master, Lien Daofei, broke in. After a great battle, the countless disciples of the seven-colored immortal sovereign turned into these corpses. The heavenly fate pearl turned to look at Wang Yu. Kid, don't be in a daze. Those giant beast corpses are the spiritual beasts raised in the cave world. Use them as materials and you can build many sect buildings. As for those immortal corpses, although their bloodline is very thin, these people are also descendants of the immortal ancestor and also have the immortal bloodline. As long as I refine them, I can refine a pure immortal bloodline for you. At that time, fuse with the ancient Tao blood and the immortal bloodline, and you will have the strongest talent in this world, the immortal, ancient, indestructible body. So that's how it is. Great. Wang Yu was overjoyed. He leaped up and rushed into the nirvana void behind the hole. Bone eagle corpse? Collect. 9 neonate corpse? Collect. Immortal corpse? Collect. Wang Yu flew and collected along the way. The corpses of beasts and immortals were collected into the heavenly fate pearl one after another. Great harvest! What a great harvest! Seeing the increasing number of corpses in the heavenly fate pearl, Wang Yu's face was filled with the joy of a great harvest. Of course, Li Yu's face was also filled with the joy of a great harvest. Speaking of which, the author had been writing for months without a break. With the current chapters on the shelves, the full subscription was only the price of a pack of cigarettes. Seeing that the author was working hard, it shouldn't be difficult to reward him with a pack of cigarettes, right? If he didn't subscribe, the author would eat dirt. Chapter 418. The things I received this time are still very valuable. In Li Yu's opinion, there were only 2 things that were truly valuable. One was the ancient Tao blood. The other was the immortal race bloodline. The 2 most powerful races in the world had power that surpassed all living beings in the world. The immortal race was the ruler of the world. Since ancient times, they had been ruling the world. One day, a race called Ancient was born. The ancient race was born with a tyrannical body and great abilities. More importantly, the ancient race was a group of unruly battle maniacs. After a great battle, the immortal and ancient race were evenly matched and divided the world equally. The bloodlines of the immortal and ancient race represented the pinnacle of power in the world. Immortal body and immortal body. These tyrannical bloodlines are very valuable to me. The net of the origin world still needed to be lifted, with the bloodlines of the immortal race and ancient race, especially the ancient race, who didn't believe in the heavens or fate and only believe in their fists. They would be the most suitable fighters. System: extract the ancient Tao blood. Decompose the immortal corpses and extract the immortal bloodline. Li Guang's arrow already had the ancient Tao blood, so the analysis was very simple. However, the immortal bloodline still needed to be refined. As the multicolored light flowed, countless immortal corpses were decomposed. The immortal bloodline was refined, purified, and returned to its origin. Finally, it turned into a ball of golden blood. System: take one of the 2 bloodlines as a specimen and return the rest to the destiny bead. After getting what he wanted, he didn't need to care about anything else. Immortal graveyard. A large number of corpses were finally collected. Wang Yu left the immortal graveyard with joy and returned to the Hung Yu sect. Boy, with these corpses as materials, you can build the other sect buildings. After returning to the cave, the destiny bead began to explain the harvest to Wang Yu. Of course, the first thing you need to do is the destiny bead reached out and a ball of golden blood appeared in its hand. The first thing you need to do is upgrade your ancient god bloodline to ancient Tao bloodline. Okay. Wang Yu sat cross-legged on the futon and nodded towards the destiny pearl. Senior destiny. Let's begin. Don't be so nervous. It's much easier than the last time you fused with the ancient god's blood. The heavenly fate pearl smiled and slapped the ancient Tao blood into Wang Yu's body. With the bloodline of the ancient gods, he had become a true ancient god. At this moment, Wang Yu was fusing with the ancient Tao blood. He was returning his bloodline to its origin. The ancient Tao blood was injected into Wang Yu's heart by the Destiny Pearl. In an instant, Wang Yu's heart began to beat like a drum. Bang, bang, bang. Amidst this heartbeat, it was as if the ancient Tao blood was devouring Wang Yu's bloodline. All the blood in his body rushed back to his heart. His ancient god bloodline completely gathered in this ball of ancient Tao blood. At the same time, Wang Yu's entire body instantly withered, as if he had turned into a mummy. Boom! As if swallowing Wang Yu's bloodline wasn't enough, this mass of ancient Tao blood suddenly erupted and shattered Wang Yu's body. The dark gold blood swept out like a raging tide and completely swallowed Wang Yu's shattered body. Wang Yu's figure was no longer in the cave. Only a giant ball of dark gold blood remained. Time slowly passed. This ball of blood turned into a giant blood cocoon that floated in the air. Within the blood cocoon, a brand new body was reforming. The body of an ancient god has to undergo many reconstructions in its life. This characteristic actually originates from the ancient Tao body. Thus, this is not only returning to its origin, but also reconstructing the body. Boom! A dark gold light bloomed and the blood cocoon exploded. A tall and slender figure stepped out of the light that filled the sky. A head of dark gold hair fluttered behind his head. On his cold face, 3 golden stars appeared between his eyebrows. There were also 3 spots of light circulating in his eyes. Such a demonic scene made the grave and stern young man exude a strange and demonic charm. The forehead is the god, the left eye is the demon, and the right eye is the demon. Ancient god, ancient demon, and ancient devil, 3 together, this is the ancient Tao. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl looked at Wang Yu and nodded with a smile. Not bad. You are now a true ancient Tao bloodline. Although, in the ancient race, you're just a child that has just learned how to walk. 3 stars. I already have the strength of the soul formation realm. In the ancient race, I am still a child that has just learned how to walk. Wang Yu was tongue-tied. Just how strong was the ancient race? Okay, don't be envious. Your future is stronger than the ancient race and the immortal race because the Heaven's Mandate Pearl waved its hand and took out another ball of golden blood. Because you are about to become an unprecedented, immortal, ancient, indestructible body that has fused the bloodlines of 2 races. This thing, seeing this ball of golden blood, Wang Yu's ancient Tao bloodline began to boil. It was as if it was roaring, as if it wanted to rush up and crush this ball of blood. My ancient Tao bloodline can actually affect me? The anger in his bloodline caused Wang Yu to frown. This feeling of not being able to control, it made Wang Yu feel very uncomfortable. The bloodline of the ancient race will naturally be affected by the bloodline. However, as long as you fuse with the immortal race bloodline and become the unprecedented immortal ancient indestructible body, you will be the ancestor of a new race. You will not be affected by any bloodline. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl held the ball of golden blood and looked at Wang Yu with a smile. This thing, is there really no problem? Just a bit of its aura is enough to cause my bloodline to boil. If it fuses with my body, there will definitely be a conflict. No matter how much Wang Yu trusted the Heaven's Mandate Pearl, he still felt that this matter was somewhat unreliable. He began to worry. If this old man doesn't do anything, you will definitely explode and die if you dare to fuse with 2 bloodlines. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl proudly raised its head. However, with this old man's help, how difficult will it be to fuse the bloodlines of the ancient and immortal races and become the immortal, ancient, indestructible body? The Heaven's Mandate Pearl waved its hand and a gorgeous stream of light appeared, forming a huge cauldron in front of Wang Yu. Kid, jump in. With this old man's help, you will definitely become the immortal, ancient, indestructible body. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl pointed at the five-colored cauldron and signaled to Wang Yu. Okay, seeing the scene created by the Heaven's Mandate Pearl, Wang Yu also gained some confidence. He nodded and jumped into the five-colored cauldron. The brilliant five-colored light flowed and flooded Wang Yu's body like a wave. Kid, be careful. It's a little painful. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl laughed and waved its hand, sending the golden blood into the five-colored cauldron. Boom! The ancient and immortal ancient bloodlines clashed violently when they met. With a loud explosion, Wang Yu's body exploded with countless streaks of blood. Like a water leak, blood spurted out. Refined. The Heaven's Mandate Pearl pretended to shout, and the five-colored light rushed up. An invisible force merged the golden ancient bloodline and the golden immortal ancient bloodline into one. Bang! Wang Yu exploded into a cloud of blood mist. After the ancient bloodline and the immortal ancient bloodline merged, it turned into a thick purple-gold mist. The purple-gold mist continued to condense. Soon, a purple-gold blood cocoon surrounded by countless streams of light appeared. Crack! Streams of light flashed, and the purple-gold blood cocoon shattered. Wang Yu's figure stepped out. At this moment, there was nothing strange about Wang Yu's body. There were no golden stars, no demonic eyes, and even the color of his hair had returned to black. He looked like an ordinary human youth. However, his inner essence was completely different. The unprecedented, immortal, ancient, indestructible body of this world was born. Chapter 419. So this is the immortal, ancient, indestructible body. Wang Yu was overjoyed when he felt the boundless power in his body and the surrounding heaven and earth yuan qi moving according to his will. It is indeed the immortal, ancient, indestructible body. But you're only equivalent to a baby with the immortal, ancient, indestructible body. To truly possess invincible power, young man, you still need to work hard. The Heaven's Mandate bead looked at Wang Yu and nodded. However, your foundation is already very solid. In addition to the Tao of body refinement, you can also cultivate immortal techniques and divine abilities. The immortal, ancient, indestructible body fused the bloodline of the ancient race and the immortal clan into one, simultaneously possessing the characteristics of both. The body was tyrannical, the divine ability was vast, and the immortal techniques were endless. That's great. Although the ancient race's divine ability was extremely powerful, in this world of Qi refinement cultivators, not knowing how to use a few spells and only relying on one's fists was too unconventional. Senior Heaven's Mandate. Do you have any more immortal blood? Can you also transform the iron pillar into an immortal, ancient, indestructible body? Since he had obtained benefits, Wang Yu naturally wanted Wang Lin to obtain some benefits as well. Do you think immortal blood is so easy to refine? The corpses of those immortals were all of impure bloodlines. It was already not easy for this old man to refine so much. The Heaven's Mandate bead rolled its eyes at Wang Yu. There are many real immortals in this cave world. When the time comes, you can kill a few, and this old man will refine them for you. Now, stop dreaming. All right. Wang Yu also knew that this request was a bit excessive. Senior Heaven's Mandate. Let me first build the sect. Then, Wang Yu walked out of the cave world and began a new round of sect construction. First was the Ancestral Hall. The Hong Yu sect originally also had an Ancestral Hall, but that thing was only for commemorative purposes and was not actually used for public use. When Wang Yu's Ancestral Hall was created, it had the function of blood oath. It allowed the sect's disciples to worship the Ancestral Hall and swear an oath of never betrayal. The so-called blood oath was actually justly used modification of the loyalty mark. Even though he was loyal to the sect and Wang Yu, all the buildings in the sect were still under Li Yu's control. After the construction of the Ancestral Hall was completed, Wang Yu built the library, the medicine field, the Tao Enlightenment Hall, and the cultivation room. After using up all the corpses of the ferocious beasts stored in his Pearl of Destiny, Li Yu's so-called sect building was completed. Ancestral Master is mighty. This series of miracles shocked everyone in the Hungyu sect. In the library, there were countless cultivation techniques and secret manuals ranging from qi refinement to ascendant. For the spirit herbs in the medicinal field to mature in a day, it was simply like a dream. After comprehending the Tao for a day in the Tao Comprehension Hall, all his doubts about cultivation were quickly resolved. Cultivating in the quiet room, the speed of absorbing spiritual energy had increased by several times. Although this required the consumption of spirit stones and all sorts of materials. However, this was too worth it. There is hope for the revival of the sect. The Yellow Dragon sect leader led a group of disciples to worship the ancestral hall, collect various cultivation techniques and secret manuals from the library, plant spirit herbs, and cultivate. The Hungyu sect was in full swing. Ha ha! Good, good. As a sect leader, I have never been so happy. Seeing the scene in front of him, the Yellow Dragon sect leader laughed. Sect leader, we should unify the cultivation world of Zhao. With Wang Yu's current strength, according to the standard of an ancient god, it was equivalent to the soul formation realm. With this strength, it was enough to promote Zhao to level 4. Unifying the cultivation world of Zhao was a matter of course. Unifying the cultivation world of Zhao? That's great. The Yellow Dragon sect leader's eyes lit up, and he suddenly stood up. Ancestral Master Ice, what should I do? It's very simple. A smile appeared on Wang Yu's cold face. I just need to show my strength. Show your strength. The Yellow Dragon sect leader was stunned. Boom! A bone-chilling cold light soared into the sky. Wang Yu's figure floated in the air. He slowly opened his arms and released his nirvana intent. Nirvana was the end of life. It was the destination of all things. This intent surged out like a raging tide, covering the sky and the earth. The intent enveloped the Hungyu sect. Then it spread out mightily. The nirvana intent continued to spread until the entire Zhao was enveloped by Wang Yu's nirvana intent. Intent? Soul formation realm? Ancestral Master is already at the soul formation realm? How long has it been? How many years has it been since he started cultivating? Ancestral Master must be the reincarnation of a mighty figure. The Yellow Dragon sect leader, who bore the brunt of it, was shocked. Then, just as the shock rose in his heart, it was soothed by the nirvana intent. Heaven and earth returned to silence, and all things returned to the void. Under the shroud of this intent, the wind stopped, the clouds stopped, and the birds, beasts, insects, and fish fell silent. At this moment, everyone in Zhao, whether they were mortals or cultivators, felt something and looked up at the sky. Ordinary people didn't know what was going on, but those cultivators were so shocked that they jumped up one by one. The few remaining nascent soul cultivators of Zhao instantly changed their expressions. They rushed into the sky in horror, looking for the source of this aura. Heaven and earth will eventually return to silence, and all things will eventually return to nothingness. My Tao is nirvana. A calm and soft voice spread throughout Zhao along with the pervasive intent. Once the words were spoken, heaven and earth reacted. The wind stopped, and the clouds disappeared. The clouds in the sky dissipated. The light wind stopped blowing. At this moment, there was no wind or clouds in Zhao. There was only silence. Soul formation realm? Hearing this, all the cultivators understood the reason. Our Zhao finally has a soul formation ancestral master. In Zhao, all the sects, cultivation families, and even rogue cultivators were solemn. They bowed respectfully toward the source of the intent. The immortal has shown his divinity. In the secular world, from the emperor to the common people, they all knelt on the ground and kowtowed respectfully. Boom! The pervasive intent suddenly disappeared, and a ray of white light appeared in the sky. It was pure white, the ultimate white, without any impurities or pollution. Within this ray of white light, there was only the silence of heaven and earth. My name is Wang Yu, the Hungyu sect's ancestral master. In 3 days, all the sect in Zhao must come and see me. The mighty voice spread across the heavens and earth. As you command. Hearing this, all the cultivators in Zhao respectfully kowtowed and accepted the order. As a rank 3 cultivation country, the strongest cultivator in Zhao was only a nascent soul cultivator. The appearance of a soul formation ancestral master was not only the key to Zhao becoming a rank 4 cultivation country, but it was also a great opportunity for all the cultivators, especially nascent soul cultivators. For those cultivators who had been stuck at the nascent soul stage for many years, the appearance of Wang Yu, the soul formation ancestral master, was the light in the darkness. As long as they could receive guidance, there was hope for them to make a breakthrough. Sect Master, this should be enough to unify Zhao's cultivation world, right? Wang Yu withdrew his aura, lowered his body, and smiled at Huang Long. This is no longer a matter of unifying Zhao. Huang Long's face was red with excitement. Zhao is about to become a rank 4 cultivation country. Chapter 420. 3 days later, the Hengyu sect held a large celebration to celebrate Wang Yu's ascension to the soul formation stage. Greetings, Ancestor Terminator. Well, this was Wang Yu's new title. Ever since he shouted, "My Tao is Terminator," the title of Ancestor Terminator fell on Wang Yu's head. Ancestor Terminator? What kind of title is that? It's even worse than Ancestor Han Bing's. The corner of Wang Yu's mouth twitched a few times, and he helplessly shook his head. At the beginning of the ceremony, Wang Yu showed his face and met with a few nascent soul cultivators from the state of Zhao. With the help of his heavenly fate pearl, he casually gave them a few pointers. After a round of gratitude, Wang Yu left. These sect masters were very interested when they saw the mysterious buildings of the Hengyu sect, especially the Pavilion of Books and the Hall of Enlightenment. To these nascent soul cultivators, it was too tempting. Wasn't it just worshipping the ancestral hall? Wasn't it just making an oath? With such great benefits, what was the point of paying such a small price? So, after worshipping the ancestral hall, all the sect masters in Zhao fell into Wang Yu's hands and became one. Kid, the sect's foundation has been laid. All that's left is to slowly develop. What you need to think about now is your cultivation. After the soul formation grand ceremony, Wang Yu gained control of all the sect masters in Zhao. The Heaven's Fate Pearl had a new plan. Yes, although I have the strength of a soul formation cultivator, this power is really insignificant. The more Wang Yu interacted with, the more he understood, and the more his horizons were broadened. In the state of Zhao, the divine transformation realm was a supreme being. However, outside of planet Suzaku, this bit of cultivation was nothing. Planet Suzaku is connected to the rain celestial realm of the wind, rain, thunder, and lightning celestial realms. Although these celestials aren't real celestials and their bloodline is very thin, they are still very useful. The Heaven's Fate Pearl smiled. The Heavenly Fate Pearl glanced at Wang Yu and smiled. Although you now possess the immortal, ancient, indestructible body, you don't have any immortal elemental energy. Quickly go to the rain celestial realm and absorb some celestial origin energy. Otherwise, your immortal, ancient, indestructible body will remain at the level of an infant. Yes, Wang Yu nodded. Ever since I obtained the immortal, ancient, indestructible body, I realized that absorbing spiritual chi wasn't of much use to me. No matter how much I absorb, I won't be full. After attaining the immortal, ancient, indestructible body, the infant level, Wang Yu absorbed all of the spiritual power he'd obtained from the land of the ancient gods. However, even after absorbing so much spiritual energy, his immortal, ancient, indestructible body did not improve at all. Of course, in order for an ancient god to grow from an infant to a youth, they had to absorb the spiritual energy of an entire planet. What's more, you have an immortal, ancient, indestructible body that is even more powerful than the ancient gods. The Heavenly Fate Pearl chuckled. Don't worry, as long as you go to the Rain Immortal realm and absorb the immortal energy, I have something good here that will be enough for you to absorb for a long time. What is it? Wang Yu was a little surprised. Hadn't the harvest of this period been used up? Of course, it's the origin energy. The heavenly fate jewel held a ball of fire in its hand. Don't tell me you've forgotten about the origin energy you collected on the 18th level of the immortal graveyard. The heavenly fate jewel waved its hand to withdraw the ball of fire and continued speaking. Although it's impure, it's still the power of the peak of the second step. It won't be difficult for you to grow the immortal, ancient, indestructible body to the youth level. Then, how do I go to the rain immortal realm? Over the years, Wang Yu had heard a lot of common knowledge and ancient secrets of the cultivation world from the heavenly fate jewel. Wang Yu had some understanding of the rain immortal realm. The rain immortal realm had been destroyed, and only by obtaining the rain cauldron could one reach the rain immortal realm. There were still several hundred years until the rain cauldron appeared. TSK, kid, this old man naturally has a way to get you to the rain immortal realm. The heavenly fate jewel snorted and waved its hand, creating a screen of light in front of Wang Yu. This person is called Zhou Yi from the Five Elements sect of a rank 5 cultivation country. He has the body of a rain immortal with him. The heavenly fate jewel smiled maliciously. If you can snatch this immortal corpse, I can use its bloodline information to find the rain immortal realm. However, this female immortal corpse is Zhou Yi's flesh and blood. If you dare to touch it, he will fight you to the death. He will really fight you to the death. It's best if you don't provoke this kind of madman. The heavenly fate jewel curled its lips and released another screen of light. The screen showed a world of ice and snow, and a beautiful but cold woman stood proudly in the snow. She's called Red Butterfly, although she is only an early-stage soul formation cultivator from Shuiyu. However, she is the reincarnation of Celestial Lord Qing, Shui's daughter, from the Thunder Immortal Realm. The heavenly fate jewel pointed at the screen of light. Although there are some differences between the Thunder Immortal Realm and the Rain Immortal Realm, the 4 immortal realms come from the same source. Through her, I can find the Rain Immortal Realm. Then, here comes the problem. The heavenly fate jewel clapped its hands. Do you plan to fight with this necrophiliac? Or do you want to have a heart-to-heart talk with this ice beauty? Necrophiliac, I'd better not provoke him. It was just asking for directions. Even if Wang Yu could easily kill Zhou Yi, there was no need for that. Very good. Choosing the ice beauty is a wise choice. The heavenly fate jewel smiled and waved its hand to open a transfer gate. Go, young man, have a heart-to-heart talk with the ice beauty. That's right, boy. This woman is not simple. She has the 5 elemental spirit body and can summon the spirits of the 5 elements. Including herself, if you want to fight, you'll have to fight 6 soul formation cultivators. It's just asking for directions. There's no need to fight, right? Wang Yu smiled and shook his head. He stepped into the transfer gate and arrived at the snow country at the north of planet Shizuku. In front of him was a world of ice and snow. The whistling cold wind swept up the ice and snow, sweeping over like a blade. If it was a normal person, they wouldn't be able to survive in this snow country. However, this level of ice and snow had no effect on Wang Yu. Is this the snow country? I'm afraid only cultivators who cultivate the power of ice are suitable for this place. Wang Yu looked around and felt the dense ice spiritual energy in the air. A smile appeared on his face. My initial path started from the power of ice. He waved his hand toward the sky, and a ray of cold light shot into the sky. Heaven and earth were extremely cold and could freeze anything. The power of the ice spirit divine light was on full display in the snow country. With the grand primordial ice as the foundation and the Yellow Springs Aperture Ascension Technique's supreme realm power, the icy soul light that was born had already shown that it possessed the aura of the origin of the frost power of heaven and earth. As the ice spirit divine light shot out, the origin energy in the entire snow country trembled violently. The ice spiritual energy in the snow country began to surge. This commotion naturally alerted the cultivators of the country of Shuiyu. This is your way of asking for directions? If you can't find anyone, you'll have them find you? That's a good idea. However, The heavenly fate jewel's words were still echoing in Wang Yu's mind when a ray of cold light appeared in the distance. A beautiful woman in white clothes, as pure as a snow lotus, stood on top of the flowing light and rushed toward Wang Yu. Her name was Red Butterfly. Red Butterfly, a woman who had lived a tragic life. In another line of fate, she didn't meet the person who changed her fate. Now, everything was different. There is no sorrow or pain in this world. Liu said. Chapter 4:21. Why have you come to the snow region and created such a scene? A young girl in snow-white clothes and picturesque features landed gracefully in front of Wang Yu. Her clear and cold tone was like a gust of wind blowing past the summit of a snowy mountain. I'm here for you. Wang Yu looked at Red Butterfly and remembered that the Destiny Pearl said that she was the reincarnation of immortal Lord Qing, Shui's daughter. He couldn't help but take another look at this cold girl. Hearing Wang Yu's words and seeing Wang Yu staring at her, Red Butterfly frowned and a trace of anger flashed across her cold face. Wang Yu also realized that he said something wrong and quickly explained, No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was, I want a drop of your blood. According to the requirements of the Destiny Pearl, he needed a drop of Red Butterfly's blood for the Destiny Pearl to find the location of the Rain Celestial Realm. A drop of blood? Red Butterfly raised her eyebrows, and a cold smile appeared on her cold face. Then come and get it. Boom! Before Red Butterfly finished speaking, she formed a seal with her hands. Her hands bloomed like a lotus, and an icy cold air rushed out. 5 elemental spirits appear. 5 rays of light rushed out from behind Red Butterfly and turned into 5 puppets of different colors and auras. Once the 5 elemental spirits appeared, they roared into the sky and charged toward Wang Yu. So, you still want to fight? Wang Yu shook his head speechlessly. A white light bloomed in his hand. It was a pure white. It was white. It was silence. Silent cold light, freeze. Heaven and earth returned to silence. The silent cold light bloomed like a raging tide. The 5 elemental spirits that just rushed out were hit by this white light and immediately froze to the ground as if they had fallen into eternal slumber. No wonder you dare to come to the snow region. You do have some skills. But the hand seals in Red Butterfly's hands began to change again. It was as if the great Tao was emotionless and all living beings were trapped within it. Emotionless, desireless, thoughtless, and senseless. A power that could destroy even his thoughts and instincts came crashing down. Wait, Wang Yu sighed. I'm not here to fight. Can you let me finish? Red Butterfly's eyebrows furrowed. Her eyes had already turned ice cold and emotionless. A trace of surprise flashed through her eyes. What do you want to say? I'm here to work with you. You're also at the spirit severing stage. If you want to advance to the soul transformation stage, you will need immortal qi. I have a way to find the Rain Immortal Realm, but... Wang Yu smiled. But I need a drop of your blood. Rain Immortal Realm? A drop of my blood? Do you think I'll believe you? Even a strand of hair can be cursed, and you want me to give you a drop of blood? Am I that stupid? Red Butterfly coldly snorted and began to form hand seals again. I said, with my strength, why would I lie to you? Wang Yu knew that he wouldn't be able to convince Red Butterfly if he didn't take out something real. With a swipe of his hand, the plenilune blade at his waist was unsheathed. Moonlight shone on the long saber. A vast, boundless, earth-shattering aura rushed out, as if the sky was falling and the earth was rending. Feeling this boundless and unfathomable power, Red Butterfly's expression changed, and she stopped what she was doing. This power was so strong that it couldn't be resisted. Even if the entire snow domain united, they still wouldn't be able to resist it. With such power, if he wanted to harm her, there was no need for any schemes. He could just directly crush her. I really just want to go to the Rain Immortal Realm. You don't have to be so wary. Wang Yu shook his head. With a wave of his hand, he took out the Heavenly Fate Pearl and handed it to Red Butterfly. If you don't trust me, you can take this magic tool and drip a drop of blood on it. How about it? Is that so? Red Butterfly looked at Wang Yu for a while. With this person's strength, he could easily kill me. At that time, it would be easy for him to take my blood. In that case, it shouldn't be a lie. Okay, but I have a request. If I can really go to the Rain Immortal Realm, I want to go too. The Rain Immortal Realm would open many years later. If Wang Yu could really enter the Rain Immortal Realm early, Red Butterfly naturally wouldn't let go of this opportunity. No problem. The Heavenly Fate Pearl told him that it didn't matter if he brought an extra person, so Wang Yu didn't mind. I hope you can keep your promise. Red Butterfly took the Heavenly Fate Pearl and flicked her finger. A drop of blood fell on the Heavenly Fate Pearl. The Heavenly Fate Pearl trembled slightly. Red Butterfly's blood instantly disintegrated and continuously analyzed the information in Red Butterfly's bloodline. Child, your father is a hero. A great hero with an indomitable spirit. The moment the blood fell, the Heavenly Fate Pearl flashed with a spiritual light. At that moment, Red Butterfly's mind rumbled. It was as if a door that had been sealed for a long time had been opened. Strange scenes flashed in her mind. In a gorgeous palace surrounded by immortal clouds, a little girl was laughing and playing beside her parents in the splattering of blood. A crazy and sinister figure laughed wildly as he waved his sword. Child, your mother committed suicide. Your father didn't kill her. Your father, he's sick. This wasn't his intention. Don't hate him. Child, remember, your father is a hero. A graceful woman in a luxurious palace dress looked at the little girl with a miserable expression. She held a golden hairpin in her hand and stabbed it viciously into her heart. Ah! Red Butterfly exclaimed. She looked up blankly. Before she knew it, tears were streaming down her face. Who am I? At that moment, Red Butterfly's emotionless state of mind disappeared. There was only confusion and an inexplicable pain in her heart. Sigh. The Heavenly Fate Pearl unearthed Red Butterfly's memories of her past life. Wang Yu also saw those scenes and couldn't help but sigh. Didn't you see it all? Celestial Lord Qing Shui? My father? Why? Red Butterfly's face was filled with pain and confusion. Then, you'll have to find the answer yourself. Wang Yu waved his hand, and the Heavenly Fate Pearl flew into his hand. Spiritual light flashed, and the void trembled slightly. A watery light screen appeared in front of the two of them. The Rain Celestial Realm has opened. You'll have to find the answer on your own. Wang Yu gestured to Red Butterfly and stepped into the spatial tunnel. Yes, I'll find the answer. Red Butterfly bit her lips tightly and followed Wang Yu into the spatial tunnel. Light flashed, and the world changed. The two of them instantly arrived in a field of broken ruins. This was a dilapidated space. The entire ground was like a broken mirror, broken into countless fragments that floated in the void. The entire space was dead silent. There was no sign of life. This is the Celestial Realm? The Rain Celestial Realm? I remember the Celestial Realm wasn't like this at that time. Red Butterfly's mind was in a mess when she saw the scene in front of her. Her face was filled with shock. What happened to the Celestial Realm? Chapter 422. Senior Heaven's Mandate. Do you know what happened? Wang Yu didn't understand the current situation of the Rain Celestial Realm and what happened to Red Butterfly in her previous life. It's okay to tell you. The four celestial realms were created by the sovereign of the sealed realm. Then, there was a palm print servant named Lin Daofei in the archaic star field. He calls himself the sovereign. The Heavenly Fate Pearl explained in Wang Yu's mind. The sovereign gathered a group of old subordinates of the seven-colored celestial sovereign and wanted to leave the cave world. But the broken door was inside the sealed realm, so they had to fight. After the fight, the sovereign of the sealed realm was killed, and the four celestial realms were destroyed. More importantly, the third soul of the seven-colored celestial sovereign's three-soul reincarnations was the key to reopening the door. The war inside and outside the sealed realm was to lure out the third soul. As for immortal monarch Qing Shui, He was a reincarnation of one of the seven-colored celestial sovereign subsouls. The seven-colored celestial sovereign's main soul reincarnation was called the seven-colored Taoist. He wanted to get Qing Shui's slaughter essence and used underhanded methods. He used the seven-colored nail to drive Qing Shui crazy. The heavenly fate pearl explained in Wang Yu's mind, but Wang Yu was confused. He didn't understand these so-called ancient secrets. Don't worry about it. Since you're in the rain celestial realm, quickly find a place to absorb immortal qi and refine immortal essence. The heavenly fate pearl waved its hand impatiently and didn't bother to explain to Wang Yu. Okay. Wang Yu nodded and then looked at Red Butterfly, who was still in a daze. Miss Red Butterfly, I'm going to find immortal qi. I'm fine. Red Butterfly took a deep breath, and her expression returned to normal. I remember a lot of things, but I have more doubts. To uncover the mystery, I need enough strength. I will increase my strength as soon as possible. Red Butterfly looked at the broken rain celestial realm. I came to the rain celestial realm before and have some impression of this place. I know where the immortal qi is the strongest. Follow me. As she spoke, Red Butterfly's figure rose and flew into the distance. Okay. Wang Yu agreed and followed behind Red Butterfly as they sped along. Red Butterfly flew over the fragments of the immortal realm for tens of thousands of miles before she suddenly stopped. In front of him was a shattered void, as if a mirror was missing a piece. There was no sky, no earth, only nothingness. The imperial palace of the rain world actually disappeared. Looking at the void, Red Butterfly frowned. What happened? Wang Yu asked Red Butterfly. This is the palace of immortal Emperor Qing Lin of the Rain Immortal World. Back then, I came here with my father. Now, the imperial palace had actually disappeared. What exactly happened in the immortal world? Is the Thunder Immortal Realm also like this? Red Butterfly sighed bitterly. The Thunder Immortal Realm was her home in her previous life. Although, because his father had gone mad and his mother had died, it was a place of sorrow. But that was still home. The Rain Immortal Realm had already been reduced to such a state. What would the Thunder Immortal Realm be like? Unfortunately, the Immortal Realm had been destroyed, and they were temporarily unable to travel from the Rain Realm to the Thunder Realm. The Rain Immortal Realm must have been attacked. If it was an enemy, the Imperial Palace would definitely be the most damaged. Wang Yu glanced at Red Butterfly and nodded. It's fine. We can slowly look for it. There are so many places we will definitely be able to find remnants of immortal energy. I also know a place that is very hidden and won't be attacked. It must still be there. Red Butterfly gestured to Wang Yu, and her figure flashed, whistling through the air. Not long after, the two arrived near a fragment of the immortal realm. In front of the two, there were 3 fragments of the immortal realm, overlapping each other and floating in the void. Sure enough, it's still here. Red Butterfly looked at the 3rd layer of the immortal realm fragment at the bottom, and a trace of a smile appeared on her lips, as if reminiscing. That is one of Aunt Qing Shuang's villas. Back then, I came here to play. Red Butterfly looked ahead, and a trace of sadness appeared on her face. I don't know. Aunt Qing Shuang. Red Butterfly sighed and clasped her hands together. A dot of golden light shined on her fingertips. Door opening technique. Qing Shuang Villas open. The golden dot of light rushed out and landed on the 3rd layer of the immortal realm fragment. Boom! On the 3rd layer of the immortal realm fragment, a golden light rushed out and turned into a long rainbow, landing in front of Red Butterfly. Let's go. Red Butterfly beckoned to Wang Yu and stepped on the golden rainbow. The golden rainbow turned, and the two landed on the 3rd layer of the immortal realm fragment. A golden light screen slowly unfolded in front of them, revealing a huge immortal palace that was as white as jade and exuded boundless immortal energy. The entire immortal palace is made of immortal jade? What a big deal! Seeing this immortal palace and feeling the immortal energy emitted from it, Wang Yu felt comfortable all over, and his blood flow became more lively. This immortal energy is enough for us to cultivate. Red Butterfly glanced at Wang Yu, and her cold voice sounded again. You let me recover the memories of my previous life, but also made me feel endless pain. With this immortal energy, we are even. After speaking, Red Butterfly ignored Wang Yu and walked towards the immortal palace. You are really... Wang Yu looked at Red Butterfly's back and shook his head speechlessly. After a while, the two walked into the immortal palace. Red Butterfly had recovered the memories of her previous life, so she was very familiar with this immortal palace that she had been to before. After finding the cultivation room, the two each found a futon to sit on and began to absorb the immortal energy. Red Butterfly sat cross-legged and circulated her energy. Rays of five-colored light rose and shrouded her in a five-colored cloud. Did she change her cultivation technique? Seeing the aura on Red Butterfly's body, it was completely different from before. Wang Yu asked the Destiny Pearl in surprise. She is a 5 elements spiritual body, so she shouldn't be cultivating any immortal energy. The cultivation technique she is using now is suitable for her. This should be because she recovered the memories of her previous life and merged with her natal item. That's true. Wang Yu nodded his head. The 5 elemental spiritual body was not compatible with the frost chi. I'm also going to absorb the immortal energy. Senior Destiny Pearl, I have the immortal ancient indestructible body, so it shouldn't be a problem for me to cultivate the ice spirit divine light, right? Of course not. This cultivation technique is suitable for you. Hearing the Destiny Pearl's answer, Wang Yu was relieved and began to absorb the immortal energy according to the ice spirit divine light. As Wang Yu circulated his energy, it was as if he had turned into a black hole, crazily absorbing the immortal energy in the immortal palace. Under this suction force, the immortal energy in the immortal palace surged rapidly, and a huge vortex appeared around Wang Yu's body. This movement awakened Red Butterfly, who was circulating her energy. Seeing the phenomenon caused by Wang Yu absorbing the immortal energy, even though Red Butterfly had recovered her memories, she was still shocked. The speed of absorbing immortal energy is so fast. Even in the immortal world, there were not many people who could reach this level. Where did this person come from? Chapter 423. Bang, bang, bang. Immortal chi continued to enter his body. His heart beat like a drum, and his blood surged like a raging tide. The immortal, ancient, indestructible body continued to absorb immortal chi, and his special power was born in Wang Yu's body. It was not the ancient race's body ability or the immortal race's technique, but a combination of the two. This power spread throughout his body and was very similar to the ancient race's body ability. However, this power flowed through his body like immortal essence and could activate various techniques at any time. This was the strength of the immortal, ancient, indestructible body. At the same time, they possessed all the abilities of the two strongest races and could even merge the two powers into one. Boom! When a ray of golden immortal essence was born and flowed through his body, a loud explosion woke Wang Yu up from his cultivation. There was only ruins before him. The beautiful immortal palace from before had completely disappeared. You've absorbed all the immortal chi in the immortal palace. Red Butterfly glared at Wang Yu. Also, after absorbing so much immortal chi, you're still a rank 5 exalted immortal? Oh, rank 5 exalted immortal is the soul formation stage. I'm really sorry. Wang Yu smiled helplessly. I also didn't know you could absorb so much immortal chi that you can't even cultivate. No worries. Although the Rain Celestial Realm is broken, there are still many immortal palaces left. We can look for them later. As Red Butterfly spoke, she looked at Wang Yu with a strange expression. I couldn't tell before. Now that you've cultivated immortal essence, your immortal aura is so strong. Who exactly are you? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Wang Yu stood up and smiled at Red Butterfly. My name is Wang Yu. I'm from planet Sisaku's rank 3 cultivation country, Zhao. Umph. Red Butterfly glanced at Wang Yu and snorted. If you don't want to say, then forget it. I'm telling the truth. Although my bloodline is a bit special, I don't know what's going on. The Heavenly Fate Pearl didn't let Wang Yu talk about the immortal, ancient, indestructible body, so he could only be vague. You don't know? I'm afraid you have the same origin as me. It's just that he hasn't recovered his previous memories. Red Butterfly made a guess based on her own situation. Although it was far from the topic, it was the most reasonable explanation. Let's go. Let's go to the next place. With that, the two of them left the third layer of the Celestial Realm fragment and continued their search in the Rain Celestial Realm. Red Butterfly came from the Thunder Immortal World. Although she had been to the Rain Immortal World, she was only familiar with a few places. At this time, Wang Yu displayed his invincible might. After the Heavenly Fate Jewel's scanning function was activated, the immortal mansions hidden in the ruins were found one after another. The two of them absorbed the immortal energy and turned them into ruins. You don't seem to know any immortal arts? After the two swept through a few fragments of the immortal realm, Red Butterfly saw that Wang Yu only used Icy Spirit Holy Light and Nirvana Cold Light. He didn't use any immortal arts. Yes, I don't know any immortal arts. Wang Yu smiled helplessly at Red Butterfly. Within the Sealed Realm, the 4 great immortal realms were all created by the Sealed Realm Sovereign. Liu, who had obtained all the memories of the Sovereign of Sealed Realm, naturally knew immortal arts. It was just that the Heavenly Fate Jewel hadn't started teaching Wang Yu. After all, Wang Yu's strength was still weak. Increasing his cultivation was the key. What's more, Wang Yu almost didn't use any immortal arts. With the pet Plenilune and the ancient divine weapon Plenilune Blade, he could defeat anyone without using any immortal arts. If he really couldn't defeat them, even if he used immortal arts, it would be useless. I have an immortal art here. It was the lost art of the Thunder Immortal World's Immortal Emperor Bai Fan. My father was the disciple of Immortal Emperor Bai Fan. This wind and rain summoning technique was also passed on to me. Red Butterfly looked at Wang Yu. Seeing that you might be of the same immortal lineage, I will pass on this immortal art to you. You let me recover the memories of my previous life. We are even now. With that, Red Butterfly flicked her finger and a golden light ball floated in front of Wang Yu. How many times have you been even now? Wang Yu smiled and reached out to receive the light ball and pressed it between his eyebrows. Red Butterfly snorted when she heard this. She seemed somewhat displeased. Seeing that Wang Yu did not hesitate to integrate the light ball into his sea of consciousness, it seemed that he trusted her very much. Red Butterfly's expression eased a bit. There is another immortal art here. It was taught to me by Aunt Qing Shuang. I will also teach it to you. With that, another light ball appeared on Red Butterfly's fingertip. She waved her hand and inserted it between Wang Yu's eyebrows. This art is called Wind Summoning. A gust of black wind howled as wind dragons swept across the area. The earth collapsed, the mountains and rivers dissipated, the buildings were annihilated. Everything in front of this black gust of wind was blown away by the gust of wind and turned into flying ash. This art is called Rain Summoning. Torrential rain poured down, covering the sky and the earth. In this torrential rain, the earth, mountains and rivers, all things in the world, everything melted. This art is called Freeze. Freeze the body, freeze the mind, freeze the flow of time and space, freeze all things in the world. Freeze! With a light shout, the wind stopped and the clouds stopped. Time and space stopped and all things were still. What a powerful immortal art. Seeing the scene in his mind, Wang Yu was very shocked. Immortal art is actually so powerful. With your current strength, you are still far from being able to fully display the power of an immortal art. Little brat, quickly increasing your cultivation is the most important thing. These few immortal arts are nothing. This old man has plenty of them. The Heaven's Fate Pearl snorted in disdain. Hee, Senior Tian Ming is right. Wang Yu smiled and clasped his hands toward Red Butterfly. Many thanks. We are even, Red Butterfly replied. She then leaped up and ran far away. This girl has a sharp tongue, but a soft heart. Wang Yu smiled and shook his head. He flew up with Red Butterfly and continued on his path of plundering. Under the heavens' fate pearl scan, the two of them were like locusts passing through. The shattered celestial realm was completely turned upside down. I am about to break through. After sweeping through hundreds of thousands of kilometers of territory, Red Butterfly stopped and turned to Wang Yu. No. The Rain Celestial Realm is very damaged. If I break through here, it will definitely cause a void storm. This is very dangerous. Hearing Red Butterfly's words, Wang Yu's heart tightened. You must not take this risk. It won't be too late to break through after we return to planet Suzaku. I know. A faint smile appeared on Red Butterfly's face. That is why I have suppressed my cultivation. Once you have absorbed enough celestial spiritual energy, we will be able to leave. That's good. Wang Yu let out a sigh of relief. It looks like I have to speed up. Then the two of them continued to sweep through the celestial realm, searching for immortal caves to absorb celestial spiritual energy. Every time they found an immortal cave, Wang Yu would sit down and absorb celestial spiritual energy, while Red Butterfly would stand guard beside him. Time passed day by day. After sweeping through hundreds of thousands of kilometers, Wang Yu finally reached saturation and was close to breaking through. It was worth mentioning that while Wang Yu and Red Butterfly were searching, they found a hidden immortal cave and found 3 gods slaying war chariots inside. One was a thunder war chariot pulled by a thunder beast. One was a mysterious gold war chariot pulled by a golden hoe, and the third was a small butterfly war chariot. I didn't expect there to be such an unexpected harvest, even though we were about to leave. Wang Yu waved his hand and put the 3 war chariots into his heaven's fate pearl. He turned to Red Butterfly and said, "Your name is Red Butterfly. That butterfly war chariot is suitable for you. In the future, you'll be able to control the butterfly war chariot and dominate the world." Is that so? Red Butterfly's eyes lit up, and she smiled. Then I will use that butterfly war chariot in the future. At this point, their trip to the Rain Celestial Realm was officially over. Chapter 424. Is this the soul transformation realm? After breaking through a barrier, the world suddenly opened up. Wang Yu only felt that the immortal elemental energy in his body was like an endless river. This is a 6-stage upper immortal. Although it is equivalent to the soul transformation realm, the essence of their power is not the same. We are using immortal energy while they are using spiritual energy. Red Butterfly also retracted her cultivation at the same time. The rainbow-like multicolored light gradually converged, and the vast immortal energy converged. Between her eyebrows, a bright rose-like rune flashed. From chi refinement to ascendant, along with illusory yin and corporeal yang. These 9 stages of chi refinement are essentially to bring a cultivator's body, soul, and spiritual energy closer to the ancient chi refinement warriors, which is to say, us immortals. Red Butterfly stretched out her hand and multicolored rose petals fell from her fingertips. As for us, we already have the essence of an immortal. All we need is to increase our immortal energy. Great immortal Red Butterfly is mighty. Wang Yu chuckled at Red Butterfly, and a palm-sized butterfly appeared in his hand. Great immortal Red Butterfly, please kindly accept this. Is this the butterfly chariot? Red Butterfly stretched out her hand and took the butterfly. A bit of immortal energy seeped in and instantly refined the butterfly chariot. You unsealed it? A 9th-stage upper immortal artifact. Oh, that is a corporeal yang artifact. It is not easy to completely unseal it. Red Butterfly glanced at Wang Yu, and a strange light flashed in her eyes. She waved her hand, and the butterfly in her hand fluttered. True immortal imperial artifact technique combined. A speck of golden light shot out from his hand and struck the fluttering butterfly. The butterfly shook violently and turned into multicolored light that merged into Red Butterfly's body. Butterfly wings appear. With a delicate shout, multicolored light bloomed behind Red Butterfly, and two multicolored butterfly wings grew out from her back. The butterfly wings fluttered lightly and fluttered. White clothes, multicolored wings, as beautiful as a flower. It was as if a butterfly was dancing in the spring breeze among the flowers all over the mountain. It was so beautiful that it was intoxicating. A bell-like laughter drifted with the wind. The dancing figure was cheerful and gentle. A happy red butterfly is the most beautiful red butterfly. Compared to the ice-cold red butterfly in the snow country, this red butterfly in front of him was the most beautiful. But Wang Yu's heart trembled violently as he recalled the sorrowful and tragic scenes he saw when Red Butterfly recovered her memories. The problem with immortal Lord Qing Shui's problem. The seven-colored Taoist scheme, which led to immortal Lord Qing Shui. The seven-colored Taoist? Wang Yu clenched his fists. He had already marked the seven-colored Taoist as a target that he had to kill. Butterfly chariot, very good, thank you. The five-colored butterfly wings slowly extended, and Red Butterfly landed in front of Wang Yu. She looked at Wang Yu with a smile. Don't mention it. Wang Yu waved his hand and turned his head to look at the broken planet. He said to Red Butterfly, we broke through here. Now, we break through, break through, break through, break through. After leaving the rain celestial realm, the two of them came to this desolate planet under the guidance of the Heaven's Fate Pearl and broke through here. Now that the two of them had broken through, it was time to leave. It's time to go back. Red Butterfly nodded and suddenly asked Wang Yu. That's right. Don't tell me you're really from the Hung Yu sect in the country of Zhao. That's right. I told you a long time ago. Wang Yu smiled at Red Butterfly and opened a spatial tunnel. Let's go back to planet Suzaku. The two of them stepped into the spatial tunnel. There was a flash of crystal light, and they returned to the vast ice plains. He was standing in the same spot that he had left earlier. It was also the spot where the two of them had first met and exchanged blows. Seeing this familiar scene and recalling what had happened, the two of them smiled at each other. The two of them opened their mouths at almost the same time, but stopped at the same time. It was as if they both wanted to say something. They silently strolled through the snow, leaving a trail of clear footprints behind them. Red Butterfly. Wang Yu turned his head and called out to Red Butterfly. Then he seemed to take a deep breath. Red Butterfly, I'll come find you. What? Red Butterfly was stunned for a moment. Then she saw Wang Yu open a spatial tunnel before him. His body flickered as if he was in a hurry and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Uffed. Seeing this situation, Red Butterfly was overjoyed and laughed out loud. You'll come find me? Then, I'll wait for you to come find me. Red Butterfly smiled sweetly. There was a flash of five-colored light. Like a fluttering butterfly, she floated with the wind and disappeared without a trace. There was a flash of crystal light. Wang Yu stepped out and returned to the Hung Yu sect. Phew! Wang Yu let out a long sigh. His heart was still thumping. Ha ha ha! The wanton laughter of the Heaven's Fate Pearl echoed in his mind. Boy, didn't you just like a girl? You're acting like a thief. Hee hee. Wang Yu smiled awkwardly. I'm not sure. Okay, you can deal with this matter by yourself. Right now, it's more important to consolidate your cultivation. Next, Wang Yu went into closed-door cultivation in the Hung Yu sect. It seemed that everything was peaceful and beautiful, but someone couldn't bear to see others doing well. Suzaku. This was the only rank 6 cultivation country on planet Suzaku. In the most powerful country on planet Suzaku, there was one person who was dissatisfied with Wang Yu's rise. In the Suzaku main hall, an old man in a white robe frowned as he looked at a crystal ball before him. At this moment, the crystal ball was floating in the air. A mysterious aura was emitted from the crystal ball. It was as if all life on planet Suzaku was related to this crystal ball. Rank 3 cultivation country, Zhao. Hung Yu sect Wang Yu. Nascent soul stage in 4 years. Soul formation stage in 10 years. Where did this person come from? An accident that wasn't under my control? The old man frowned. He stretched out a finger, and a ray of light shot out and touched the crystal ball. Buzz! The crystal ball shook violently, and a golden light flashed, dispersing the spiritual light that the old man had shot out. Damn it! The old man cursed. That damn second generation Suzuku sealed the cultivation planet crystal before he died. This old man, as the Suzuku, can't even control the cultivation planet crystal? This is preposterous. The old man waved his hand, and the table before him turned into a pile of dust. Someone come, pass down my decree. I summon Wang Yu of the Hung Yu sect from the country of Zhao to the Suzuku Divine Mountain for an audience. The old man reached out and grabbed the cultivation planet crystal. His face was still filled with hatred. The cultivation planet crystal contains a part of the soul of every life on planet Suzuku. If it wasn't sealed, I could kill them with a single thought. Why would I go through all this trouble? After putting away the cultivation planet crystal, the old man looked toward the country of Shuiyu in the north. His eyes became cold. Shuiyu's red butterfly is the cultivation furnace this old man chose for my disciple, Qianfeng. Now I need to plant a seed of my domain in her. When she matures, I can harvest her. Someone come, pass down my decree. Shuiyu's red butterfly is here for an audience. After the 2 decrees were sent out, Suzaku gave the order, and tens of thousands of people obeyed. Then, he stepped onto the path of death. Chapter 425. Boom! On this day, Wang Yu, who was in closed-door cultivation, suddenly heard an earth-shattering explosion in the sky above the Hung Yu sect. Wang Yu frowned. With the Hung Yu sect's current power, who dare to cause trouble here? I want to see who is so daring. Wang Yu waved his hand to open the door and walked out of the cave. Ka! In midair, a loud cry rang out. Raging flames tumbled and tumbled as a projection of a vermilion bird that was over 10,000 feet in length appeared in the air. The Vermilion Bird Decree. This is the Vermilion Bird Decree. Seeing the vermilion bird, the elders of the Hung Yu sect who knew the meaning of the vermilion bird ran out in surprise. A soul formation grandmaster has appeared in my Hung Yu sect. This time, the Suzuka decree will definitely raise the country of Zhao from a rank 3 cultivation country to a rank 4 cultivation country. The yellow dragon sect's head looked at the sky with joy and a bright smile. Boom! Another earth-shattering explosion echoed. Below the huge vermilion bird phantom, a dazzling golden carriage broke through the air. A figure wearing a high hat and a wide belt with an arrogant expression stood on top of the carriage. I'm a messenger of the vermilion bird. I'm here to deliver the Vermilion Bird Decree. The arrogant figure coldly glanced at the Hung Yu sect and spoke in a loud voice. Welcome to the Vermilion Bird Decree. The cultivators of the Hung Yu sect quickly bowed to the ground. Of course, this didn't include Wang Yu. The Vermilion Bird Decree of Nanmingshang says, I heard that a treasure has appeared in the Hung Yu sect in the country of Zhao. Only Hung Yu sect cultivator Wang Yu, who has reached the soul formation stage, can use it. Special Decree. Hung Yu sect cultivator Wang Yu is ordered to bring the treasure to the Vermilion Bird Sacred Mountain. This decree. The mighty voice echoed through the sky, and the entire Hung Yu sect was in an uproar. Treasure? Could it be? That is the foundation of my Hung Yu sect. Zhu Kz is the leader of planet Suzuku, yet he dares to covet our sect's treasure? This is outrageous. This is going too far. The moment the Vermilion Bird Decree was issued, the entire Hung Yu sect was filled with righteous indignation. Oomph. The Vermilion Bird Messenger glanced at the Hung Yu sect and snorted coldly. A vast force, like the power of heaven and earth, suppressed the Hung Yu sect cultivators and made them unable to move. Nascent soul cultivator, sect leader Huang Long felt bitter. With the Vermilion Bird Talisman Decree and the power of a nascent soul cultivator, no one in the Hung Yu sect had the power to resist. Even Wang Yu, the Yellow Dragon sect master, shook his head. Even if Wang Yu really was the reincarnation of a third-step cultivator, his current cultivation level was no match for Zhu Kei's. The Hung Yu sect was probably going to be destroyed. Where's Wang Yu? Come quickly to receive the imperial edict. Suppressing the Hung Yu sect disciples until they couldn't move, the vermilion bird messenger raised his head and shouted, "You're looking for me?" The cold voice was like the howling of a cold wind, chilling one's heart. A cold-looking young man in a black robe stepped on the void and walked towards the carriage step by step. "How dare you? The vermilion bird talisman decree is here. Why aren't you kowtowing? Are you trying to rebel? Do you want your sect to be wiped out?" The figure in the carriage pointed at Wang Yu and shouted angrily. The power of a nascent soul cultivator rushed out like a tsunami. In this person's view, no matter how strong Wang Yu was, he was only at the soul formation stage. With the vermilion bird talisman decree in hand, Huan Shizuku dared to disobey. Not to mention, he also had the power of a nascent soul cultivator. Even without the vermilion bird talisman decree, with his own strength, he could kill several cultivators like Wang Yu with one slap. "You want me to kowtow?" Wang Yu coldly snorted. His eyes were cold. "You want me to kowtow? Are you worthy? You're courting death." The vermilion bird messenger was furious. As the vermilion bird messenger for many years, who dared to disobey the vermilion bird decree? When had he ever seen someone who dared to disobey an imperial edict? "Call the wind." Wang Yu was too lazy to pay attention to him. He raised his hand and released the newly learned call the wind. Huff, huff, huff. A gust of wind howled. A black storm swept out, destroying the world, exterminating all things, and shattering everything in the world. Screech. When this black storm rushed out, the vermilion bird phantom in the sky suddenly let out a furious cry, and with raging flames covering the sky and earth, it ferociously collided with the black storm. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion sounded. The violent tremors caused the world to rumble. The violent wind stirred up the surrounding chi of heaven and earth into chaos. Under this violent bombardment, the black storm and the blazing vermilion bird were annihilated at the same time. "It's actually this strong?" The vermilion bird messenger's expression changed greatly. His gaze toward Wang Yu was filled with shock. The vermilion bird decree wasn't just a decree. It was also a spell of the current Shizuku. Just how powerful was the spell of an ascendant cultivator? Destroying the entire country of Zhao with a single strike would be a simple matter. But now, the vermilion bird decree was destroyed with one attack. Could it be that he was also an ascendant cultivator? Damn it! The vermilion bird messenger's heart trembled. He took out a transfer talisman and activated it with spiritual energy. He planned to escape from this dangerous place. Stop! Since he made a move, he naturally had to kill all of them. Wang Yu pointed with his finger. The vermilion bird messenger's body froze like a clay puppet. He stood in the air, unable to move at all. The immortal stop spell could stop the body, stop the mind, stop the flow of time, and stop everything in the world. Although Wang Yu could only use the immortal stop spell, it was enough. Nirvana. The ancient god's finger, the domain of nirvana. This finger pointed out, annihilating the life force, crushing the body. Bang! The beautiful carriage exploded into dust. The vermilion bird messenger also exploded into dust. The ancestor is mighty. With this attack, the entire Hung Yu sect cheered. Well, this was the power of the ancestral hall. If it wasn't for the ancestral hall guaranteeing the loyalty of the sect's disciples, then once the vermilion bird decree appeared, everyone would have betrayed the sect. At the same time, in the Shuiyu country, under the flaming vermilion bird phantom, there was also a vermilion bird messenger loudly announcing the decree. Shuiyu country's red butterfly has arrived at the vermilion bird holy mountain. Red butterfly, quickly kowtow and express your gratitude. Hee hee, an ant-like thing dares to call me for an audience? You still want to kowtow and express your gratitude? Red butterfly sneered as a five-colored light bloomed behind her. Two five-colored butterfly wings spread out from her back, and a powerful aura rushed out. Butterfly dance, light of extinction. Her slender, jade-like hand waved, and a five-colored light shot toward the vermilion bird messenger. Whoosh! The vermilion bird phantom also blocked the five-colored light. However, the rainbow butterfly god-slaying war chariot had the power of a corporeal yang cultivator. With one attack, the vermilion bird phantom shattered. Stop! With another shout, the immortal stop spell froze the vermilion bird messenger in the air, unable to move. Summon the rain. Streaks of rain fell from the sky, drenching the carriage and drenching the emissary. Then everything was washed away by the rain like dust. Vermilion bird, holy mountain. Bang! Bang! The two talismans exploded before Zhuke-Z. Bastard! How dare you! An angry roar echoed as a large amount of spiritual energy burst out and shattered everything in the room. Someone come, pass down my decree. Wang Yu of Zhao and Red Butterfly of Shui, you are both violent and unruly. Special order. Order them to be wanted by the world. A decree was sent to the world. At this moment, Wang Yu and Red Butterfly were enemies of the world. Want me? I haven't even come looking for you yet, and you dare to provoke me? Wang Yu sneered as he pulled out the moon-gazing blade. Then let's kill until the world turns upside down. Zhuke-Z, just wait for me to chop off your dog head. Chapter 426. Want it all over the world? The multicolored wings on Red Butterfly's back gently stretched out, and the multicolored light waves of extermination surged out like a tidal wave, sweeping across the world. Countless cultivators from Shui Yu were turned to dust. Cultivator Wang Yu of Zhao and Red Butterfly of Shui Yu. Both of you are violent and unruly. Special order, want it all over the world. The image of a vermilion bird appeared in the sky, and its voice spread across the world. The moment the decree appeared, countless cultivators in the entire snow domain charged toward Red Butterfly. Then they were all turned to dust by the rainbow butterfly god slaying war chariot. He is also wanted. When Red Butterfly heard Wang Yu's name in the decree, she smiled. This is interesting. She is also wanted? The voice of the vermilion bird order also echoed in the sky of Zhao. However, the entire cultivation world of Zhao was in Wang Yu's hands. Zhuke-Z's order was nothing. Hearing that Red Butterfly's name was also wanted, Wang Yu couldn't help but laugh. It seems that we are a match made in heaven. Wang Yu looked up at the vermilion bird image in the sky and snorted. Zhuke-Z dares to want me? He is seeking his own death. Clang! The plenilune blade came out of its scabbard, and a ray of cold light shot into the sky. Waning moon. With a slash of his saber, the vermilion bird's phantom that was suspended high in the sky exploded with a loud bang and dissipated into thin air in an instant. If I want to fight, I naturally have to call for help. Wang Yu sheathed the blade and took out a message talisman. Red Butterfly, meet up with me. We will kill Zhuke-Z together. Okay. Red Butterfly put away the communication talisman and smiled. Let's kill Zhuke-Z together? That seems pretty good. Wang. A crystal-clear light appeared in front of Red Butterfly. This was the heavenly fate pearl using the message talisman to open a transfer gate for Red Butterfly. This transfer spell is pretty convenient. Red Butterfly smiled. She took a step and arrived next to Wang Yu at the Hung Yu sect. This is the Hung Yu sect? Yeah. Why isn't anyone attacking you? Red Butterfly glanced around and saw that all the cultivators of the Hung Yu sect were acting as usual. No one was paying any attention to the vermilion bird talisman decree. Why will my sect attack me? Wang Yu smiled and looked at Red Butterfly. It looks like you're being attacked. With your strength and the rainbow butterfly god slaying war chariot, you don't have to worry about being surrounded. Yes. The cultivators from Shui, you didn't cause me any trouble. Red Butterfly tidied her hair and smiled at Wang Yu. Since you called me over, how do you plan on killing Zhuke-Z? Don't worry, there are more people coming. As he spoke, Wang Yu took out a message talisman. Taizhu, a fight is about to break out. Come quickly. He stretched out his hand and tapped on the messaging charm. Then, a clear light flashed, and a light screen was opened. Sea of Devils, Little Cold Mountain. Wang Yu from the state of Zhao and Red Butterfly from Shui Yu are both violent and tyrannical. Special order, put on the wanted list. A huge vermilion bird phantom appeared above the Devil Cultivator Sea, and its mighty voice spread throughout the Devil Cultivator Sea. Boom! On the ground, a giant figure with a vast aura trembled. On its huge head, a pair of golden eyes instantly opened, and two beams of golden light shot out like pillars of light. Between his eyebrows, 3 golden stars shone brightly. This was Wang Lin's ancient god body. During his closed-door cultivation, Wang Lin's avatar had been absorbing the spirit energy left behind by Wang Yu and had reached the late stage of Jindan. The ancient god's main body had devoured more than half of the spirit energy left behind by Wang Yu. This was enough spirit energy to reach the soul transformation stage. After devouring more than half of it, the ancient god's main body officially lit up 3 stars. The one who improved the fastest was Li Muan. Ever since she obtained the bloodline of the Sealing Extermination clan, her talent had changed drastically. Even without any other resources, just cultivating allowed her to reach the late stage of Jindan from the early stage of Foundation establishment. She was now on par with Wang Lin's avatar. The earth trembled, and the ancient god's main body returned to its human form. It charged out of the ground and returned to the cave. The avatar merged with the ancient god's main body. Wang Lin waved his hand and took out the star-destroying spear. He walked out of the room and came to Li Muan's door. "You're here?" Seeing Wang Lin come to the door, Li Muan smiled and greeted him. "What's wrong?" "Looking at you, it seems like something happened." "Let's go." Wang Lin waved at Li Muan. "Let's go. I'll take you to kill someone." "Kill someone?" Li Muan brushed her hair behind her ear and smiled sweetly. "Okay, Taiju, we're going to fight. Come quickly." On the table beside Wang Lin, a communication talisman flew up, and Wang Yu's voice sounded from it. Then, a glass light curtain slowly unfolded next to the communication charm. "There's a bird over there. It's annoying. I'll come after I beat it," Wang Lin said in the direction of the communication charm, and then walked out of the little cold mountain cave. Looking up at the sky, Wang Lin's eyes turned cold when he saw the giant vermilion bird's avatar. "Noisy," Wang Lin roared, raised the Star Destroyer spear in his hand, and stabbed at the vermilion bird's avatar in the sky. Boom! A black beam of light, carrying an aura of destruction, annihilation, and extermination, fiercely stabbed at the vermilion bird's avatar in the sky. With the body of an ancient god, the Star Destroyer spear's ultimate attack shattered the vermilion bird's avatar. This movement scared the countless demonic cultivators in the demonic cultivator sea into silence. He even dared to destroy the vermilion bird talisman decree. Who would dare to provoke such a fierce person? "Let's go." After destroying the vermilion bird's avatar, Wang Lin took Li Muan and turned back to the cave. "Huzi, I'm coming." The two came to Wang Lin's room, passed through the glass light curtain, and instantly arrived at the Hung Yu sect, appearing in front of Wang Yu and Red Butterfly. "Huh, are they your helpers? Their aura is very strange." Red Butterfly glanced at Wang Lin and Li Muan and found that their aura was very strange. It seemed to be at the same level as her immortal bloodline, but also somewhat different. "This is my brother, Wang Lin, and my sister-in-law." Wang Yu smiled and introduced them to Red Butterfly. Hearing this introduction, Wang Lin was expressionless, but Li Muan's face turned red. "Huzi, this is your sister-in-law. Is she the Red Butterfly who was wanted together with you?" Wang Lin nodded at the two of them. For someone like Wang Lin, even if he was joking, he would still be serious. Now it was Wang Yu and Red Butterfly's turn to be embarrassed. "Taiju, this guy, Zhuke Z, is too annoying. Let's go and kill him together." Wang Yu quickly changed the topic and waved his hand to release a god-slaying war chariot. "You can use this war chariot." Then, Wang Yu also released a god-slaying war chariot. "Let's overturn this world." Wang Yu held a long blade and roared toward the sky. Oh! The thunder beast shone with lightning as it pulled a huge war chariot into the sky. Roar, the golden hoe, shining with golden light, also pulled a chariot into the sky. On the Thunder Beast war chariot, Wang Yu and Red Butterfly stood on it. On the Golden Roar war chariot, Wang Lin held the star-destroying spear and stood side by side with Li Muan. At this moment, hot blood and passion bloomed with brilliant brilliance. The first step of the journey of youth had been taken. Chapter 427. Vermilion Bird Talisman Decree. In the country of Chu, the country of Yu, countless cultivators looked up at the vermilion bird in the sky and were eager to give it a try. Everyone, this is a heaven-sent opportunity. As long as we can kill that Zhao cultivator, we will definitely be recognized by the vermilion bird sovereign. Our futures will be limitless. That's right, fellow cultivators. Today is the day we can rise again. Kill our way into Zhao and kill Wang Yu. While the Chu cultivators were discussing, they suddenly heard a loud explosion from the horizon. Boom! A ray of golden light and a ray of lightning tore through the sky. Their majestic auras and vast power shook the heavens and earth. That is, at this moment, the Chu cultivators could clearly see what was inside the golden light and lightning. That bolt of lightning was a gigantic thunder beast that was dragging a thunder chariot. That ray of golden light was a ferocious golden hoe dragging a golden chariot. There were 2 men and 2 women on the 2 chariots. For figures with majestic auras stood there proudly. Zhao cultivator Wang Yu and Shui Yu cultivator Red Butterfly. Violent and unruly by nature. Special order, arrest all of them. In the sky, the vermilion bird projection was still letting out a series of loud cries. Noisy. On the thunder chariot, a black-robed youth with a cold expression let out a cold snort and slashed out with the long blade in his hand. A cold and silent crescent moon pierced through the sky. Under the shocked gazes of all the Chu cultivators, the crescent moon mercilessly slashed at the vermilion bird shadow. Boom! The vermilion bird's phantom suddenly exploded, and the mighty voice of the announcement suddenly disappeared. All the cultivators in Chu who saw this suddenly became silent. They didn't even dare to breathe loudly. The vermilion bird decree, an ascendant spell, was destroyed with a single slash? Is this person someone we can afford to offend? This planet of Suzuku is about to change. Oh, roar! The 2 chariots didn't stop at all and continued to move forward. Only the Chu cultivators were left looking at each other. Are we still going to Zhao to kill Wang Yu? Ahem. Today's weather is good, just right for drinking. Fellow Taoists, are you interested in gathering at my cave residence? Haha, that's exactly what I wanted. Let's go together. Let's go together. In an instant, the cultivators who had been planning to attack the state of Zhao immediately scattered. As for the vermilion bird talisman decree, did it even exist? I didn't hear it. Which cultivator didn't kill their way up? Those who weren't smart enough would have died long ago. Under these circumstances, how could the vermilion bird talisman decree be more important than his own life? Rumble. The 2 war chariots shot through the air without evading. They went straight for the vermilion bird holy mountain, crushing everything in their path. Every time he arrived at a country, he would first kill the vermilion bird projection with a single strike. After that, no one dared to step forward and throw their lives away. Bastard! How dare you? In the Vermilion Bird Palace, Zhu Kezi's angry roar echoed throughout the Vermilion Bird Palace. But this was meaningless. One by one, the talismans were destroyed. Starting from the country of Zhao, a very clear path appeared before Zhu Kezi. You dare to rebel? How dare they rebel? Wang Yu, what gave you the confidence to rebel? Is it the forsaken immortal clan behind this? You're courting death. Zhu Kezi was very angry. He waved his hand, and a streak of fire shot into the sky. Nanming Shengde, vermilion bird formation. Zhu Kezi's hand formed a seal, and flames shot into the sky from the ground of Suzuku. Countless streaks of fire intertwined and formed a giant formation that covered the entire country of Vermilion Bird. Vermilion Bird Reveal. Zhuge Z pressed the seal in his hand toward the sky. There was a loud bang, and a monstrous flame appeared. Shwa! A gargantuan vermilion bird appeared out of thin air amid the raging flames. His wings covered the sky and covered the sun. The entire country of Vermilion Bird was covered by this giant vermilion bird. Vermilion Bird Decree. Remnants of the forsaken immortal clan are trying to invade the Vermilion Bird Holy Mountain. All cultivators of Vermilion Bird are to join the battle. Understood. 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 When the entire country of Vermilion Bird heard the decree, tens of thousands of cultivators gathered at the Vermilion Bird Army's base. In less than an hour, the entire country of Vermilion Bird was ready for battle. No matter how powerful you are, you won't be able to escape from this old man. Zhuge Z sneered, and a crystal ball appeared in his hand. If worse comes to worst, this old man will just shatter the cultivation planet crystal. Even if all life in Vermilion Bird dies, I'll kill all of these traitors. Boom! In the distant horizon, a bolt of lightning and a bolt of golden light came whistling through the air. Roar, roar. The roars of beasts echoed across the sky as two war chariots arrived. Vermilion Bird Formation? Wang Yu frowned as he looked at the massive vermilion bird in the sky above the country of Vermilion Bird and saw its wings spread wide open. Kill! Countless Vermilion Bird cultivators formed one formation after another, raised their weapons, and roared with murderous intent. Damn it! Wang Yu's target was Zhuge Z. He didn't want to kill the innocent. At this moment, seeing all of the cultivators of Vermilion Bird being tied up by Zhuge Z made Wang Yu very angry. The glory of Vermilion Bird cannot be blasphemed. Zhuge Z's figure flew into the air and landed on the head of the giant Vermilion Bird. Citizens of Vermilion Bird, kill these traitors and exterminate the remnants of the forsaken immortal clan. Kill for me. Kill, kill, kill. Under Zhuge Z's command, tens of thousands of Suzaku cultivators formed a formation and charged toward the two war chariots like a flood. Simply ridiculous. Red Butterfly frowned and stretched out her hand. Her colorful butterfly wings spread out and the light of extinction shone in her hand. The enemy is in front. Kill everything in sight. The star-destroying spear in Wang Lin's hand gave off a black aura of destruction. Senior apprentice brother, the heavens are kind. It's not good to kill too much. Li Muan let out a sigh and grabbed Wang Lin. Senior apprentice brother, leave it to Wan Air. Hearing Li Muan's words, Wang Lin was startled. Li Muan, is that capable? This woman, Red Butterfly, looked at Li Muan and frowned. The light of extinction in her hand slowly disappeared. Sister-in-law, just as Wang Yu was about to use the body-securing technique to freeze these cultivators, he suddenly heard Li Muan's words and was shocked. Ha ha, brat, don't underestimate that woman. She's not simple. The Destiny Pearl laughed loudly in Wang Yu's mind. It was the Destiny Pearl that did this according to Li Yu's instructions, so he naturally knew what Li Muan was capable of. The power to seal the heavens, the power to stop the heavens. Li Muan opened her hands, and a mysterious and unfathomable power erupted from her body. A rune glittering with spiritual light appeared on Li Muan's forehead. The gorgeous rune was like a phoenix spreading its wings and ready to fly. Spirit sealing spell. A soft incantation sounded and a huge explosion sounded between heaven and earth. A mysterious power rippled out as if she controlled the power of heaven and earth. Her words were the law of heaven and earth. After this wave swept across the sky, all cultivators with cultivation lower than Li Muan's were unable to use their spiritual power. A miserable scream sounded. The cultivators of Vermilion Bird flocked over, and their bodies exploded with spiritual light. Like birds with broken wings, they screamed and fell to the ground. Although these cultivators didn't fly very high, they would be lucky to have their arms and legs broken. With this move, 90% of Vermilion Bird's army was wiped out. Only the nascent soul cultivators and above were left standing in the air with faces full of shock. The sealing extermination race's innate ability to seal all living beings was terrifying. Chapter 428. This is, with one attack from Limuin, the entire Suzaku cultivator army collapsed. Seeing this, whether it was Zhu Kz, the remaining cultivators of Suzaku, or even Wang Yu and company, they were all scared. Damn it, what kind of spell is this? Zhu Kz's face revealed a hint of panic. He was very shocked by Limuin's strange and terrifying power. Who exactly is this woman? Why have I never felt this kind of power from the cultivation planet crystal? Could it be because the cultivation planet crystal was sealed? Damn second generation Suzaku. Zhu Kz's plan had failed, so he could only think of another way. My Suzaku formation has already surpassed the ascendant stage and has the power of an illusory stage cultivator. No matter how strong they are, they won't be able to block one attack from the Suzaku. Not to mention, a crystal ball appeared in Zhu Kz's hand, and he revealed a grin. Not to mention, the cultivation planet crystal is my trump card. Zhu Kz stood on top of the Suzaku's head and waved his hand. He shouted at the remaining nascent soul cultivators, "Charge! Charge!" After hearing Zhu Kz's order, the remaining cultivators began to hesitate. The four people before them were so powerful. If they continued to work for Zhu Kz, would it be worth it? Scram, or else I'll kill you all. Red Butterfly's cold gaze swept the area before her. Her five-colored wings flapped, and the light of extermination exploded. The power of the extermination was terrifying. Run! At this moment, how could the remaining cultivators dare to stay? So what if it was this Suzaku decree? How could it be more important than their own lives? In just a moment, all of the remaining cultivators had escaped. Zhu Kz was now all alone. Zhu Kz, hand over your life. The two chariots rumbled as Wang Yu's group of four charged toward Zhu Kz with cold gazes. Oomph. Without those pieces of trash, you think I don't have any tricks up my sleeve? Zhu Kz looked at the four of them with a ferocious expression. He waved his hand, and the giant Suzaku under his feet charged forward. Roar! The gargantuan vermilion bird projection that blotted out the sky surged toward them like a massive wave, bringing with it a boundless sea of flames. Torrential flames incinerated everything. This Suzaku formation was one of the things Zhu Kz relied on to suppress planet Suzaku. Waning Moon, Star Destroyer, Jiawu, the vermilion bird formation exploded. Under this power that surpassed the ascendant stage, Wang Yu and the others naturally did not dare to be careless. A blade light as cold as the moon, cold and silent. A pitch-black spear light destroyed everything in the world. The five-colored light of extermination intertwined, annihilating all things of the five elements. Even though this vermilion bird image was formed by Zhu Kz through the vermilion bird formation and had power above the ascendant stage, it still wasn't enough. The star-destroying spear and the moon-gazing saber were the divine weapons of an 8-star ancient god. Third step void spirit realm divine weapons. Even if they couldn't unleash their full power, the vermilion bird formation couldn't compare to them. Red Butterfly's butterfly war chariot had the power of a corporeal yang realm expert. Even if it was inferior to the Star Destroyer spear and the full moon saber, it still surpassed the might of the vermilion bird grand formation. Boom! An earth-shattering explosion rang out as a vast and boundless power erupted. The sky above Suzaku seemed to have been torn apart, and the origin energy in the world was stirred up. A powerful shockwave swept across the entire country of Suzaku. At this moment, the entire sky was filled with chaos. The turbulent shockwaves made the world look like a raging sea. This shockwave spread across almost the entire planet. Planet Suzaku is going to change. Ever since the Suzaku talisman was sent out to capture Wang Yu and Red Butterfly, countless people have been paying attention to this matter. The two chariots swept by, destroying the Suzaku talisman along the way, and pointed their swords at the Suzaku holy mountain. At this moment, Everyone who was paying attention to this matter had already guessed that planet Suzaku was going to change. At this moment, after this heaven-shaking explosion and the appearance of this heaven-shaking force, everyone understood that planet Suzaku had changed. You guys think you've won? The violent shockwave had already subsided. Zhuke Z, whose hair was disheveled, was holding a shining crystal ball with a ferocious expression. This is the cultivation planet crystal. Zhuke Z held the cultivation planet crystal in his hand. His face was filled with madness. The cultivation planet crystal controls the fate souls of all living things on planet Suzaku. As long as I destroy this cultivation planet crystal, all of you will die. All life on this planet will die. Damn it. When they saw the cultivation planet crystal in Zhuke Z's hand, their expressions changed greatly. They already knew what the cultivation planet crystal could do, so they knew that Zhuke Z wasn't lying. Wang Yu received this information from the heavens bead. Wang Lin received the answer from Situ, Nan in the heaven-defying bead. He wants to destroy all life on planet Suzaku. Zhuke Z's crazy actions made the four of them very angry. Once Zhuke Z breaks the cultivation planet crystal, Wang Yu and company won't be able to escape. More importantly, their parents and relatives will be implicated. Ha ha! Zhuke Z laughed as he held the cultivation planet crystal in his hand. He looked at Wang Yu and company with a ferocious expression. You guys kill yourselves. If you don't die, then all life on planet Suzaku will go extinct. Because of your disobedience, because of your arrogance, all life on planet Suzaku will be buried with you. You are the ones who caused everyone's deaths. Zhuke Z shouted crazily. His crazed voice spread across the entire country of Suzaku and reached the ears of everyone who was watching. Damn it! Zhuke Z's craziness shocked everyone. If Zhuke Z really did shatter the cultivation planet crystal, then the entire planet would be destroyed. No one would be able to escape. Ha ha ha! Zhuke Z laughed as he looked at the four of them. I'll count to 5. If you guys don't kill yourselves, then I'll break the cultivation planet crystal. 1. Zhuke Z bent one finger. 2. Another finger was bent down. Chi! How funny! Wang Yu looked at Zhuke Z and shook his head in disdain. Do you know why I let you cause trouble for so long? Because I wanted to see what other tricks you had up your sleeves? If that's all you have, then you're dead for sure. Wang Yu raised his arm, extended a finger, and gently pointed. Stop. The stop spell, stop the body, stop the mind, stop the flow of time, and stop everything in the world. Stop. At the same time, Red Butterfly also used the stop spell with her slender finger. The stop spell didn't have much of an effect on someone stronger than the user. However, even though Wang Yu and Red Butterfly weren't as strong as the Ascendant Zhuke Z, the two stop spells still stunned Zhuke Z for a moment. The power to seal the heavens, the ability to stop the heavens. The moment the stop spell was used, the tattoo on Li Muin's forehead lit up. Spirit Sealing Spell. The Sealing Extermination Clan's innate ability also didn't have much of an effect on someone stronger than them. At most, it would slow down the flow of their spiritual energy. A moment of sluggishness, that was enough. That was enough to make sure Zhuke Z couldn't break the cultivation planet crystal. Star Destruction Spear. Wang Lin let out a roar as the star-destroying spear in his hand flew out. There was a flash of black light as it pierced through Zhuke Z's head. A destructive force exploded and Zhuke Z's head exploded. Planet Suzaku has changed. With Zhuke Z's death, everyone who was paying attention to this scene understood that planet Suzaku had undergone a great change. Chapter 429. Is planet Suzaku already under our control? After Zhuke Z died and Wang Yu picked up the cultivation planet crystal, the heavens bead placed all the fate souls inside the cultivation planet crystal in the Hung Yu Sect's ancestral hall. As a result, the entire planet fell into Wang Yu's control. Taiju, your fate souls. Wang Yu took out Wang Lin Li Muin, and red butterflies' fate souls and returned them to each of them. This allowed them to break free from the shackles of the cultivation planet crystal. After killing Zhuge Zi, they also took over the countless years of Shizuku's accumulation. When Wang Yu and company opened the Vermilion Bird Holy Mountain's secret vault and saw the mountain of celestial jades, spirit stones, and pills, even someone as calm as Wang Lin opened his mouth in shock. What a great harvest! Wang Yu smiled happily. With these things, our strength will increase very quickly. With a wave of his hand, Wang Lin put everything inside the vault into his Heaven Fate Pearl, and everyone entered a new round of closed-door cultivation. It was worth mentioning that one of Zhuge Zi's original disciples was an acquaintance of Wang Lin and Wang Yu. Her name was Lu Mei. After the four Wang brothers entered the Vermilion Bird Holy Mountain, Lu Mei no longer had any thoughts of using Wang Lin as a cultivation furnace. Even Zhuge Zi was killed by Wang Yu and company. If Lu Mei dared to have any thoughts about Wang Lin with her mere soul formation cultivation, she would have to be tired of living. Thus, Wang Lin's sad story would never happen again on this fate line. It could be predicted that Wang Lin and Lu Mei would never cross paths again. Of course, since Lu Mei was pregnant with Wang Lin's child, it would never happen again. Wang Ping, the child who died before he was born, was refined into a resentful baby by his mother to deal with his father. This tragic, sad, and sorrowful story, it shouldn't have happened. This world has no sorrow. Liu cut off the connection and withdrew his gaze. With planet Shizuku in our hands, we control hundreds of millions of cultivators. Although their strength is low, they are still a force to be reckoned with. It could be predicted that with the help of the Hung Yu sect's mysterious buildings, the strength of planet Shizuku would increase by leaps and bounds. According to this development, we can plot against all seer. Liu chuckled. He was very interested in the fragment of the delimitation compass and the heavenly Tao of the cave world. Apart from digesting the Tao aura, my Tao of divine chi fusion is also useful for studying the heavenly Tao, which is an amalgamation of the laws that govern the operations of all things in the world. Liu looked up at the sky. His gaze seemed to penetrate through the earth and into the starry sky. So, all seer must be ruthlessly played with. Withdrawing his gaze, Liu sat down in the palace as he knocked the desk in front of him. Tuasan, come here. Tuasan greets the Lord. In a flash, Tuasan appeared in front of Liu. Yes. Liu glanced at Tuasan and nodded with satisfaction. Not bad. You made great progress in cultivation during this period. At that moment, Tuasan no longer had the rough skin of an ancient god. His skin color and hair color were no different from that of an ordinary person. Thanks to the Lord's generous gift, Tuasan has already cultivated to the realm of myriad transformations. With Tuasan's strength as an 8-star ancient god, he had originally walked the path of body refinement. Switching to the human celestial martial Tao made it very easy for him to transform his strength. Very good. Liu nodded and waved his hand, causing a jade talisman to land in Tuasan's hand. Take this talisman and make a trip to the All-Heaven Star system. With a flick of his finger, a ball of light entered Tuasan's mind, and the map of the All-Heaven Star system entered Tuasan's soul. There's a strange beast here called the Nether Beast. After you find this strange beast, you just have to insert my talisman into its body. Yes. Tuasan bowed to accept the order and left. After leaving the Celestial Palace, Tuasan took out the greater teleportation talisman Liu had given him. He activated the transfer array and instantly left the Eternal Celestial Palace. This Nether Beast is very interesting. Liu glanced in the direction that Tuasan left, and a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Apart from a Nether Beast's ability to devour the world and accelerate time for millions of years in an instant, what's more important is what it has swallowed. Back then, the 7-colored celestial sovereign found a fragment of the boundary compass and saw the law of the world on it. He used it as the heavenly Tao of the cave world. Later, Lien Daofei broke through the cave world's gate and killed the 7-colored celestial sovereign. Only his 3 souls and 7 fragments were left to reincarnate. Lien Daofei was also attacked by the 7-colored celestial sovereign's heavenly Tao. Helpless, Lien Daofei self-detonated his soul to escape. However, this caused Lien Daofei to become a madman. The heavenly Tao was also blown into 2 parts. The larger part absorbed Lien Daofei's self-detonated soul and devoured a fragment of the 7-colored celestial sovereign soul. This was the All-Seer. As for the smaller part, it was devoured by the Nether Beast. I wonder if the Nether Beast has already devoured the madman Lien Daofei. If it has already devoured him, then that would be interesting. The smile on Li Yu's face became even wider. The Nether Beast has devoured a part of the heavenly Tao. Aside from obtaining the heavenly Tao, I can also ruthlessly cheat the All-Seer. All-Heaven Star System. In the All-Heaven Star System, there was a place filled with fog. This was the forbidden area of All-Heaven. Almost no cultivators would come to this area. This was because this area was filled with endless fog that would make it difficult for cultivators to get lost. More importantly, there were some ferocious and cruel beasts hidden in the fog. It was very dangerous to be ambushed by beasts in the fog. Boom! A ripple appeared in the void, and Tu Sen's figure appeared at the edge of the foggy area. Is this the place the Lord was talking about? It is indeed a bit strange. Looking at the endless fog, Tu Sen's eyes lit up. He reached out, and the golden dragon spear appeared in his hand. Fog, demonic beasts, I want to see them. Taking a step forward, Tu Sen's figure instantly rushed into the mist. With a sweep of his spiritual sense, Tu Sen sensed ferocious beasts of various shapes and sizes in the surrounding fog. The aura of an 8-star ancient god was like the might of the heavens. When these fierce beasts were swept by his divine sense, they all became silent. They didn't dare to move or even breathe loudly. Only a so-so. Tu Sen was too lazy to pay attention to these fierce beasts and continued to search with his divine sense. Along the way, his divine sense searched the surrounding 5,000 kilometers but didn't find the Nether Beast. Aside from devouring everything and the passing of time, the Nether Beast also has the Void Form spell. It can turn into the void and blend into the surrounding environment. Tu Sen frowned and looked around. I'm afraid this Nether Beast has already void formed and is hiding in the fog. You think I can't find you if you hide? The golden dragon spear in Tu Sen's hand trembled, and a ray of golden light flew out. Roar! A loud dragon roar echoed, and a monstrous dragon's might covered the sky. Roar! Roar! Countless fierce beasts in the fog were scared out of their wits and fled in panic. Among these fleeing fierce beasts, there was a huge whale-like beast that was hundreds of meters long. It was also fleeing in panic. This is another beast? Seeing the huge whale-like beast, Tu Sen smiled and didn't give chase. He took out the charm that Li Yu gave him and threw it at the huge whale. Wong! A ray of light flashed and instantly fell into the Nether Beast's body and disappeared. After the charm was thrown in, Li Yu had already dug a hole. Chapter 430. Tozen has already found the Nether Beast. The moment the talisman entered the Nether Beast's body, Li Yu had already received the news. Very good. Li Yu nodded. With this talisman, I could do a lot of things. Li Yu had added a system connection to this talisman. With this talisman, there were a lot of things he could do. System, connect the talisman to scan the Nether Beast and analyze its innate abilities. Li Yu was also interested in the Nether Beast's devouring heaven and earth, time, acceleration, and void form invisibility. The devouring heaven and earth ability could even devour a star field. This ability was naturally very valuable. The time acceleration ability was also terrifying. After the Nether Beast devoured something, it could instantly turn the time of the thing it devoured into millions of years. This kind of power was extremely powerful. As for the void form invisibility ability, it was ordinary. Scan complete. Analysis complete. After the system connected the talisman, It quickly completed the scan and analysis task and recorded the information of the Nether Beast's 3 abilities into the resource library. The Nether Beast devoured a part of the Heavenly Tao. This part of the Heavenly Tao fused with the Nether Beast. It's very likely that these 3 abilities became so terrifying because they devoured the Heavenly Tao. Liu looked at the Nether Beast through the system connection and revealed a happy expression. Even if it's only a part of the Heavenly Tao, it can still analyze the laws of heaven and earth. It's very valuable to me. During this time, Liu had been absorbing the endless Taoist rhymes. With Liu's Yang Soul and the Heaven and Earth Qi, he might not be able to combine them even after absorbing all the Taoist rhymes. The Heavenly Tao, the laws of heaven and earth, was the key to unifying the divine soul and Qi cultivation. System scanned the Heavenly Tao devoured by the Nether Beast and recorded into the resource library. This thing was very valuable to Liu. Moreover, this was the key to killing all seer. After scanning the Heavenly Tao, Liu began to check what the Nether Beast had devoured. At this time, the Nether Beast still hasn't swallowed Madman Lien Daofei. Liu couldn't find Lien Daofei in the Nether Beast's body. Lien Daofei has a pure, immortal bloodline and an authentic, immortal, indestructible body. I can't let him go. Since it hadn't devoured Lien Daofei yet, he could only wait. Although the Nether Beast has invincible divine abilities, it is excessively cowardly. Only when it is forced into a corner and terrified to the extreme will it use its devouring divine ability. Recalling the nature of the Nether Beast, Liu shook his head speechlessly. However, with this talisman, I can already control this Nether Beast. Lien Daofei was near the Fog Sea where the Nether Beast was. Let the Nether Beast look for it. Once it finds it, it can swallow it. After giving the Nether Beast a command through the talisman, Liu no longer paid attention to it. Now it's time to trick all seer. Liu stretched out his hand and beckoned. A clump of gray light appeared in his hand, an aura that could control the great 1,000 worlds and set the order of the world flowed within the clump of light. This is the Heavenly Tao. After the system recorded the information of the Heavenly Tao, the real Heavenly Tao was the bait Liu used to fish. All-Seer, you created 3,000 clones and awakened 99 lives in order to make yourself a complete Heavenly Tao. Liu grabbed the light with a strange smile on his face. All-Seer, when you find something that you have been searching for countless years but couldn't find, suddenly appears in front of you, what will you do? Your Heavenly Tao's rules are very valuable to me, so don't blame me for tricking you. Liu waved his hand and put the light into the resource storage. System, merge this Heavenly Tao into my Destiny Pearl. This was Liu's plan. In another Destiny line, Wang Lin was the target of All-Seer's reincarnation. Wang Lin went through untold hardships and paid a huge price to kill All-Seer. But now, with his Heavenly Tao's aura, All-Seer would definitely not be able to sit still. His target would be Wang Yu. He would think of a way to obtain the Destiny Pearl and merge with it. Then, he would be finished. All-Seer, the hole is already dug. We're just waiting for you to jump in. Liu smiled and sat down. He picked up the wine bottle on the table and took a sip. Now we just need to wait. All-Seer had to wait for him to fall into the hole. Lien Daofei had to wait for the Nether Beast to swallow him. Liu had to wait for him to digest all the Taoist rhymes. Time passed day by day as he waited. When rainbow-like auras shot up from the Vermilion Bird Holy Mountain, 50 years had already passed. A beam of white light, imbued with the intent of eternal destruction, rose from the holy Vermilion Bird Mountain and soared into the sky. A 5-colored rainbow, filled with the power to annihilate the 5 elements, hung high in the sky. A black pillar of light shot up into the sky and scattered the clouds in the sky with the power to destroy the world. An illusory and faintly discernible aura spread out like vines, and a sealing power that caused the hearts of all living beings to palpitate spread out. After 50 years of cultivation, Wang Yu, Red Butterfly, Wang Lin, and Li Muan all reached the ascendant stage. When these auras shot up into the sky, the entire planet shook. Of course, this was not important. The important thing was these heaven-shaking auras also alarmed an existence outside of planet Suzaku. Planet Tianyun. This planet, named Tianyun, was where All-Seer's sect was located. On the peak of a towering mountain on planet Tianyun, there was a kind old man with an extraordinary temperament standing there with his hands behind his back with a smile on his face. This aura made it seem like he was above everything else. However, in the next moment, this calm and collected figure trembled all over and jumped up in shock. This aura, in All-Seer's eyes, for heaven-shaking auras shot up into the sky. Annihilation, extermination, and seal. Each aura was extraordinary. However, the one that caught All-Seer's attention was that ray of white light. It has finally appeared. For hundreds of millions of years, this old man has searched the entire cave world but was unable to find the missing part. Now, it has finally appeared. All-Seer was so excited that his body trembled. That direction, planet Suzaku, that is where the door to the cave world was broken. Could it be that the part of me that I lost was lost in the void crack? Very good. You have finally appeared. 3,000 avatars, 100 awakenings, and then fuse with the missing part. Then this old man will be complete. All-Seer regained his calm and aloof aura. He looked toward planet Suzaku and smiled. So this old man is going to accept another disciple. With a flick of his finger, a ray of 7-colored light flew toward planet Suzaku. This old man is All-Seer. Young man, your Nirvana domain has some merit. When Wang Yu released his cold light of Nirvana and the intent of Nirvana, a sage-like figure with a benevolent face appeared in Wang Yu's soul. Young man, with your current cultivation level, you still can't comprehend the Nirvana domain. Know when to stop, or else even your soul will be corroded by the Nirvana domain and return to Nirvana. The sage-like figure nodded with a smile and gently waved his hand. Wang Yu's soul trembled and his scattered consciousness returned to his body. A gentle and kind voice echoed in his ears. Meeting is fate. Young man, if you can leave this abandoned planet, you can come to planet Tianyun. This old man will accept you as an honorary disciple. Senior Tan Ming, just now, someone saw that your talent was not bad and wanted to accept you as a disciple. Although this person is only a second-step cultivator. However, it is enough to be your master. It's up to you whether you want to take me as your master or not. After leaving planet Suzaku, there will be countless dangers. Finding a sect to rely on seems like a good idea. Wang Yu pondered for a bit and nodded. As a result, those who needed to enter the pit had already entered the pit. Chapter 431. The Ascendant Enlightenment has ended. On the Vermilion Bird Sacred Mountain, another delightful scene occurred. Ha ha! I finally came out of this damned pearl. Beauties, your master Situ Nan is back. An 11 or 12-year-old boy with jade-like wrists, bright eyes, and pink arms and legs stood with his hands on his hips. His face was filled with lewdness as he laughed wildly like an old man. All right, this is Situ Nan. Even Wang Lin, the stiff-faced man, couldn't help but twitch the corner of his mouth. Ha ha ha! Wang Yu laughed. I say, Senior Situ, you are so young. Can you find a beauty? Scram! Being poked at his sore spot, Situ Nan roared, Brat, I am big. Very big. I am much bigger than you. With a flick of his sleeve, Situ Nan's figure soared into the sky. I am leaving. I'm going to find a beauty. With a whistling sound, Situ Nan's figure instantly disappeared without a trace. It seems, if he wasn't really that big, he didn't plan to meet Wang Yu and them. After fulfilling his promise to Situ Nan, Wang Lin brought Li Muan back to cultivate. The stoic Wang Lin and the quiet and gentle Li Muan were indeed a match made in heaven. This kind of life that was as plain as water had actually become the norm for the two of them. Wang Yu, I want to go back to the Thunder Immortal Realm to take a look. With their current strength and treasures, it was enough for them to cross the star field and head to the Thunder Immortal Realm. Red Butterfly, who had long wanted to return to the Thunder Immortal realm, naturally didn't want to wait any longer. It's time to go take a look. Wang Yu nodded. Just as he was about to get up, he heard the voice of the heavenly mandate pearl in his mind. Brat, do you remember what I told you last time about the 5 elements sex, Zhou, Yi, and the female immortal corpse? That female corpse is not completely dead yet. If you save her, you will be able to find some information. She can be saved. For the two who were about to head to the Thunder Immortal realm, if they could learn more about the destruction of the Immortal realm, they could make more preparations. Thus, Wang Yu told this news to Red Butterfly. An immortal corpse? Red Butterfly's face flashed with surprise, and she nodded. Then we must go take a look. The body of an immortal, even if dead, should not be desecrated by mortals. It would be best if she could be saved, but if she couldn't be saved, then let her die. Thus, Wang Yu and Red Butterfly left the Vermilion Bird Holy Mountain in search of Zhou, Yi, and the immortal corpse. The cultivation planet Crystal already contained the fate souls of all living beings on planet Suzaku. Wang Yu used the cultivation planet Crystal to locate Zhou, Yi. This was a barren mountain. On a huge rock at the peak of the mountain, a man dressed in green robes sat on the huge rock with a sad expression. He held a wine gourd in his hand and occasionally took a sip of wine. Beside the green-robed man was a huge coffin carved from white jade. The man gulped down a mouthful of wine and turned his head to look at the jade coffin. His face was filled with sorrow as he called out in a low voice, "Ting Er, you've been asleep for a long time. Wake up quickly. Ting, ever since I saw you in the immortal abode in the Rain Celestial Realm 2,000 years ago, my heart has been infatuated with you. I know you're not dead. I will bring you back to life. Ting, when the Rain Celestial Realm opens again, I will steal a lot of celestial jades for you. I will revive you. I will definitely revive you." Boom! At this moment, the void trembled and Wang Yu and Red Butterfly appeared. It really is an immortal corpse. Red Butterfly saw the jade coffin beside Zhou, Yi, and sensed the immortal aura within it. Although the immortal corpse inside the coffin was filled with death aura, Red Butterfly could faintly sense the immortal aura within the death aura. "Are you the 5-element sex, Zhou, Yi?" "We are." Wang Yu was just about to negotiate with Zhou, Yi when he realized that things were not as simple as he thought. "Tinger, someone wants to take you away again." Zhou Yi stood up with a crazed expression. "These are 2 ascendant cultivators. The enemy is very powerful. But I won't let anyone take you away. Not anyone." Boom! A huge amount of spirit energy erupted from Zhou Yi's head. "I will fight to the death with whoever dares to take Ting away." Damn it! Seeing this, Wang Yu and Red Butterfly's expressions changed greatly. Because Zhou Yi was burning his primordial spirit. He was really risking his life. "Wait, we are not here to take your Ting away." There was no need to fight with a madman, and a madman who didn't care about his life at all. "You think I will believe you?" Zhou Yi's crazed face was twisted and ferocious as rays of spiritual light surged. "We can save her. We can save her. Don't you want to save her? We can help you." Wang Yu hurriedly explained. "Are you telling the truth?" Hearing Wang Yu's words, Zhou Yi stopped, and his crazed expression returned to normal. His deep gaze swept over Wang Yu and Red Butterfly. Zhou Yi nodded. "I hope you are not lying to me, or else." The burning primordial spirit fire subsided, and the surging spirit energy calmed down. Zhou Yi reached out his hand and touched the jade coffin. His eyes were full of affection. "Ting, they said they can save you. I want to try. If they dare to lie to me, I will make them pay the price." After speaking to the jade coffin, Zhou Yi turned his head and looked at Wang Yu and Red Butterfly. "How do you plan to save her?" Although the person in the jade coffin is filled with death energy, there is still a trace of life. We are of the same race as her. Our bloodline can activate this life force. Wang Yu looked at Zhou Yi and extended a finger. A trace of golden blood light flickered on his fingertip. This aura, feeling the aura of Wang Yu's bloodline, Zhou Yi's face was filled with surprise. "Yes, This aura is very similar to Ting Er's. At this time, Zhou Yi believed Wang Yu's words about saving Ting. What should we do? Zhou Yi stroked the jade coffin and asked Wang Yu anxiously. Open the jade coffin. I just need a drop of blood. Okay. Zhou Yi waved his hand and opened the coffin, revealing the peerless figure inside. Her clothes were whiter than snow, as pure as a snow lotus. Her beauty was matchless, as gorgeous as a spring flower. Aunt Qing Shuang. Seeing this figure, Red Butterfly's body trembled. She screamed and rushed over. Aunt, she's your aunt? Hearing this call, Wang Yu and Zhou Yi were both startled. She is Aunt Qing Shuang. Do you still remember the immortal palace in the rain world? That is Aunt Qing Shuang's courtyard. Aunt Qing Shuang, she, Red Butterfly, said as she looked at the figure lying in the jade coffin. 2 streams of tears rolled down from her eyes. Aunt Yu, you also, don't worry. I can save her. Wang Yu quickly pulled Red Butterfly and comforted her. He asked the destiny pearl in his mind, Senior Destiny, what should I do? Drip a drop of blood on Qing Shuang's forehead and leave the rest to me. Okay. Wang Yu nodded and extended a finger. A drop of golden blood dripped from his fingertip. Drip! The drop of blood landed on Qing Shuang's forehead. The destiny pearl shook slightly, and an invisible wave swept across Qing Shuang's body. 1 drop of blood, of course it's not enough. At this time, Liu smiled and waved his hand. The water from the divine spring collected in the forbidden land of the remote antiquity was injected into Qing Shuang's body through the system. One brilliant light bloomed and a majestic life force sprouted. The cold and deathly still body gradually produced the sound of heartbeat and breathing. Chapter 432. That's great. Hearing the heartbeat and breathing sounds, everyone cried out in joy. Especially Zhou Yi, this infatuated man who was completely infatuated with Qing Shuang, couldn't contain his joy and started dancing with joy. The radiance in the jade coffin became brighter and brighter. Within the radiance, a beautiful figure in a snow-white robe slowly sat up. A vast aura surged up like a raging tide, and an earth-shattering pressure pressed down like Mount Tai. After sleeping for countless years, Qing Shuang opened her eyes once again. Boom! The moment she opened her eyes, the wind and clouds surged, and the sky changed color. All the heaven and earth yuan qi in the world was surging and churning crazily. The power of a 9th-grade immortal monarch and the peak of the 2nd step shook the sky and earth. Tinger, you're awake? That's great. Seeing Qing Shuang open her eyes again, Zhou Yi was overjoyed. Her aura was vast and full of vitality, and there was no longer any trace of death aura. Qing Shuang turned her head to look at Zhou Yi and said faintly, I am Reign Immortal Monarch Qing Shuang. I am not called Ting. Not called Ting. Zhou Yi's body shook as if he was struck by lightning. His face was filled with endless pain, and he silently lowered his head. Yes, you're not called Ting. You have never been called Ting. Qing Shuang was silent for a while. Then she slowly said, but the name Ting, I like it very much. Zhou Yi's body trembled, and his eyes were filled with joy. He looked at the radiant and beautiful woman in front of him and called out gently, Tinga, yes. Qing Shuang lowered her head slightly and agreed in a soft voice. When Liu revived Qing Shuang, he merged the 2 personalities of Tinger and Qing Shuang into one. Furthermore, Tinger was the main body. Therefore, Zhou Yi wouldn't revive Qing Shuang, only to find that she didn't recognize him. Aunt Qing Shuang. At this moment, Red Butterfly called out, ruining the mood. When Qing Shuang heard this call, she was startled and turned her head around. Although Qing Shuang had long since sensed the two's existence, her attention was completely focused on Zhou Yi. She did not pay much attention to the two. At this moment, Qing Shuang's body trembled when she heard this familiar voice. Red Butterfly, you're still alive? Didn't you already? When Qing Shuang saw Red Butterfly, she was shocked. She suddenly understood the reason. You have already reincarnated? Yes. A wisp of sadness flashed past Red Butterfly's face, and then she asked Qing Shuang, Aunt, what exactly happened in the immortal world? Why has the immortal realm been destroyed? Immortal world, sorrow appeared on Qing Shuang's face. The sovereign of the sealed realm was ambushed by evil demons from the outer realm. A great war broke out between the inner realm and the outer realm. Countless immortals died in that battle, and the 4 great immortal realms were destroyed. Outside realm, Red Butterfly nodded. Aunt, I want to go back to the Thunder immortal world to take a look. Perhaps. Father is still alive. Qing Shuang shook her head and sighed. I don't know much about the situation in the Thunder world. It's good that you go take a look. Qing Shuang raised her head to look at the horizon, and a trace of nostalgia floated on her face. I also want to go back to the Rain world to take a look. I wonder, what is the Rain world like now? Aunt, then you, Red Butterfly looked at Qing Shuang, and then at Zhou Yi who was standing beside Qing Shuang. She smiled. Aunt, Red Butterfly will take her leave. Senior, we will take our leave. Wang Yu cupped his hands towards Qing Shuang, and then he waved his hand to release a teleportation technique. With a flash of clear light, the two disappeared without a trace. This brat has some ability. Red Butterfly, this child, has lived a miserable life. It could be considered that she has found a good home. Seeing Wang Yu casually release a teleportation technique, Qing Shuang's eyes lit up, and she was somewhat satisfied with Wang Yu. That youth is not an ordinary person. Zhou Yi smiled at Qing Shuang. Ting, you were able to wake up because of this youth's drop of blood. Only then was you saved. A drop of blood? Qing Shuang's heart jumped, and she turned to look at Zhou. Is it golden blood? Yes. What's wrong? Zhou Yi was somewhat puzzled, not knowing why Qing Shuang was so shocked. So, he is actually a true immortal from the ancient immortal domain. Qing Shuang's face was filled with shock. A true immortal actually came down to the lower realm. Immortal domain, immortal lord, true immortal. Zhou Yi's heart gave birth to a feeling of inferiority. He was just a mortal with the strength of a mere soul transformation realm. Compared to Ting, this immortal lord, the difference was too far. Zhou Yi. Qing Shuang noticed that Zhou Yi's expression was somewhat off, and she turned to Zhou Yi and smiled sweetly. I want to go home to take a look. Can you go with me? Go home. Rain immortal realm? Of course. Zhou Yi's eyes lit up, and the gloominess in his body was swept away, and his entire body glowed with radiance. At this point, Zhou Yi and Qing Shuang's tragedy had come to an end. In another fate line, Zhou Yi had guarded for 2,000 years just to revive Qing Shuang. For Qing Shuang, Zhou Yi gave up his life. In order to protect Zhou Yi's soul, Qing Shuang gave up her own body. She did not ask to grow old in this life, but to meet in the next life. Although this story was very sad and beautiful, but Li Yu didn't want to leave sadness in this world. Is Wang Yu going to the Thunder Immortal Realm? Li Yu smiled and nodded. In the Thunder Immortal Realm, Red Butterfly's father, Celestial Lord Qing Shui, was sealed in the Thunder Immortal Realm by the Thunder Immortal Emperor Bai Fan after he went crazy. Qing Shui's tragedy is already irreparable. However, the reunion of father and daughter is also a kind of completion. Then let's fulfill this wish. All Heaven Star System. The void trembled slightly, and Wang Yu and Red Butterfly appeared in the void. This is the entrance to the Thunder Immortal Realm. Back then, this place was a vast sea of thunder. Now, Red Butterfly's face was filled with nostalgia, and she let out a sigh. She reached out and formed a seal. Celestial spiritual energy trembled, and a rune surrounded by thunder appeared in the void. Boom! Crack! Thunder rumbled and lightning flashed. A door condensed from thunder slowly opened. Let's go. Red Butterfly called out to Wang Yu and rushed into the thunder door. The Thunder Immortal realm was indeed destroyed. After passing through the Thunder Door, what appeared before them was a shattered earth. Compared to the Rain Celestial realm, the Thunder Immortal realm wasn't as badly damaged. It wasn't like the Rain Celestial realm, where the entire earth was shattered. Although the Thunder Immortal realm was also shattered, it was only shattered into hundreds of large fragments. "My home is over there." The Thunder Door behind them closed, and Red Butterfly pointed at the shattered earth before them as she spoke to Wang Yu. "Then, let's go home and take a look." Wang Yu smiled at Red Butterfly and released the Thunder Chariot. Roar! The Thunder Beast roared as it pulled the chariot and charged forward. The Thunder War Chariot rumbled as it charged forward. The sound of thunder and the flashing of lightning caused a huge commotion in this deathly silent space. Someone actually came in? It's still too early for the Thunder Immortal realm to open. Someone actually came in? In a corner of the Thunder Immortal realm, a figure in a red robe with blazing flames all over his body raised his head in surprise. Thunder Beast? Thunder Chariot? Those two juniors actually have the aura of Celestials? Perfect. Perfect. You're all fated with this old man. A strange smile appeared on the red-robed old man's face as he waved his hand and shot out a ray of light. This is a test. If you can walk out of this old man's restriction in 7 days, then you're fated. If you can't, useless things, living is a waste of food. Boom! While the chariot was flying, there was a loud bang and flames instantly submerged the Thunder Chariot. Chapter 433. Damn it, what the hell is this? The sky full of raging flames swept over and surrounded the Thunder Chariot, leaving only an empty space of 10 feet around the chariot. There was only endless raging flames in the surrounding heaven and earth. There was no way out in all directions. Rumble! The raging flames surged, mixed with violent explosions, like thunder shaking the heaven and earth. The hot air rushed over. Even with Wang Yu and Red Butterfly's ascendant cultivation, they were still suppressed by this heat wave. When they took a breath of the hot air, it was as if their lungs were about to ignite. These flames, Wang Yu and Red Butterfly looked at each other. A trace of horror flashed in their eyes. Just a heat wave was unbearable. If these flames burned their bodies, the consequences would be unimaginable. Immortal burning fire. Red Butterfly saw these flames and suddenly exclaimed. A look of horror appeared on her face. Immortal burning fire? What is this? Wang Yu asked Red Butterfly, puzzled. Immortal burning fire is the punishment fire of the immortal world, used to punish immortals who break the law. This kind of flame burns the body and primordial spirit, undying and very vicious. Damn it, we are in big trouble. Red Butterfly tightly frowned. This is not the Thunder World's heavenly prison. Why would there be immortal burning fire? How did this thing come about? Kid, you are being attacked. Someone cast a spell and put a restriction on you. At this time, the voice of the Destiny Pearl sounded in Wang Yu's mind. You were attacked? There's someone else in the Thunder Immortal world? Is it an immortal? Wang Yu's expression changed. He reached out and pressed the plenilune blade at his waist. It is not an immortal. However, this person's strength is at the peak of the second step. When that person was casting the spell, this old man had already locked onto his position. The Destiny Pearl smiled. If not for the fact that he did not directly attack, this old man would have already let you counterattack. Since he sent the immortal burning fire to me, this old man naturally has to eat something good to nourish my body. Eat. Wang Yu was shocked. He saw the Destiny Pearl emerge from his palm, turned into a stream of light, and rushed into the raging flames. Then an invisible suction force was generated, and the heavenly fate jewel swallowed up all the flames in the surroundings with just a twirl. This is when Red Butterfly saw the power of this bead. She was shocked. With a swipe of his hand, a bright rose appeared in his hand. This is my life-bound magic weapon. Is this bead of yours also a natal item? Probably. He remembered what the Heavenly Mandate Pearl had said. It had been billions of years in the lower realm just to find a master of destiny. According to this reason, the heavenly fate jewel was his natal item. Kid, don't talk nonsense. You're being attacked? Aren't you going to fight back? When did you become so good-tempered? After the destiny jewel absorbed all the flames, it returned to Wang Yu's body. Its angry voice sounded in Wang Yu's mind. Of course, a cold light flashed in Wang Yu's eyes. I'm not a pushover. I'm not someone that anyone can bully. Meanwhile, the red-robed figure hiding in the corner of the Thunder Immortal realm stood up in surprise when the Destiny Pearl absorbed the immortal burning flame. How did you break my restrictions so quickly? And even my immortal incinerating fire was taken away? Good. This is really too good. The red-robed old man revealed a look of surprise. These two people's cultivation levels are low. To be able to break the restrictions, they must have treasures on them. This treasure will be of great use to this old man. The red-robed old man looked down at the celestial realm and nodded in satisfaction. They are indeed fated people. Once I take this treasure and refine it into my magic treasure, it will definitely increase the power of my magic treasure greatly. This is really too good. The red-robed old man's face was filled with excitement. This old man is Master Flamespark. I have been planning for tens of thousands of years to refine the Thunder Celestial Realm and refine it into a celestial treasure to slaughter my way into the Alliance Star system. The appearance of these two fated people should allow this old man to achieve his goal. Boom! At this moment, there's a loud explosion in the sky and a gray shadow flew over. You dare to attack this old man? You really don't know life from death. Oomph. I originally wanted to let you live a bit longer, but since you're looking for death, I can only send you on your way. Seeing the gray light fly over, the red-robed old man let out an angry snort. His eyes were filled with killing intent. The red-robed old man didn't care about the gray light that was flying toward him. This was because he didn't feel any powerful spiritual energy fluctuations from the gray light. Although the red-robed old man was surprised that Wang Yu and Wang Lin were able to lock onto his position and attack him, two ascendant cultivators were no different from ants. What threat could they pose? No matter how powerful a magic treasure was, one needed a corresponding amount of strength to use it. Even if a mere ascendant cultivator had a third-step magic treasure, they wouldn't be able to hurt him at all. Master Flamespark was very confident in this. With his strength at the peak of the second step, he was one of the top existences in the All-Heaven Star system. Mere ascendant cultivators could be crushed to death with one finger. Confidence was a good thing, but arrogance was a path to death. Roar! The gray light charged before Master Flamespark and let out a heaven-shaking roar. A moonlight like glow bloomed, and a dragon-shaped monster hundreds of thousands of feet long appeared in the air. Damn it! What the hell is this? When Master Flamespark saw the Moongazer serpent appear and saw its overwhelming power, his face turned pale and his body trembled. Celestial burning flame, fire, flame, flame. At the critical moment, Master Flamespark went all out and erupted all of his fire essence. Roar! Facing Master Flamespark's desperate attack, the Moongazer serpent let out a loud roar and also erupted all of its power. The power of a third-step cultivator was like the might of the heavens to a second-step cultivator. Without breaking through the void gate and reaching the third step, it was impossible to understand the essence of everything is void and only I exist. Second-step cultivators were still stuck in the comprehension of domain and the laws of the world. However, third-step cultivators themselves were the laws. The difference in power was like the difference between heaven and earth. As a result, Master Flamespark suffered a tragedy. Roar! The Moongazer serpent opened its mouth and swallowed both the flame and Master Flamespark. After swallowing Master Flamespark, the Moongazer serpent turned around, broke through the void, and rushed back to Wang Yu's side. Roar, roar! The Moongazer serpent let out two muffled roars as it opened its mouth and revealed Master Flamespark. You can't eat this thing. Wang Yu smiled and waved his hand. An invisible wave swept by, and Master Flamespark was taken into the heaven's fate pearl. Roar, roar! The moon-gazer serpent shook its head. There was a flash of moonlight, and it turned back into a small beast. It happily swam around Wang Yu's arm. This, could it be a moon-gazer serpent? The moon-gazer serpent of the ancient god clan? You're not an ancient god. How could you have such a thing? Red Butterfly looked at the moon-gazer serpent and revealed a look of horror. I found a land of the ancient god in the sea of demonic cultivators and met this sleeping moon-gazer serpent. I used the heaven's fate pearl to capture it. I didn't expect it to recognize me as its master. Wang Yu didn't want to reveal the immortal ancient immortal body yet, so he casually answered. After all, the immortal ancient immortal body had too much influence, so it was best not to let Red Butterfly know. Brat, what a big harvest! This Master Flamespark is really a child of fortune. The heaven's fate pearl's joyful voice echoed in Wang Yu's mind. A big harvest? Wang Yu is also interested in this. You're tuning into the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.